I lift my voice is lifted. Gifted, I foresaw it and I ripped it. The whole enchilada with a side of avocado. I came down from my fences, desperados. My flow should be sold at low. Next to the 2x4s, an electric range stove. The bolts and screws, home and approved. Gentiles and Jews, penning on views. Broken for you, my moment approaching. The coaching, the ocean is waving. The money I'm saving, the arrest I'm evading. The models I'm dating, this cup of mine keep cascading. God has engraved me into the palm of his hand. I'm in the best hands. I be washing Jeezy's dishes, pots and pans. I peep the Lord and land. I speak because I can. Legalize blacks, legislate that. Hurry up, please, because a brother can't breathe. Kaepernick kneel, the world stood still. The level of hate was so unreal. I foresaw the end right before the hook. Hating is not a good look. I took from the good book. I feel like a tree planted by a river brook. Let me cook them surgically with this sword. Will put my vocal cord itching to release the source of my peace. I'm flipping verses on these tracks like an acrobat. Yeah, glory to the Father, he implemented a plan. Jesus carried it out, it is finished. The Spirit empowered, blessing after blessing. We win this, we win this. My spirit's mine. We win this, we win this, we win this. My spirit's mine. My spirit smile, my spirit smiles. Do y'all hear what I'm saying? Think about it. Think about it. Man, Jesus did that. We win this.
Yo, what is this?
My spirit get it. We win this. Do you hear what I'm saying? We win this. My knees buckle, my spirit chuckle. We win this. We win this.
Hey, what it do? Good morning. How is everybody doing? Shout out to everybody that's going to tap in this morning. Like I said, I'm just doing a morning stream, maybe for like an hour, a little bit over an hour, y'all. So we're going to rock out for a little bit. Last night, man, let me tell y'all something. The last 2 nights have been crazy. I'm talking about great conversations, great dialogue, back and forth. Listen, man, let me tell y'all something, man. This ain't number conversations. Nobody's in person. Nobody gonna put hands on nobody. You know what I mean? So I really don't understand how people get too personal about people's perspective and then demonize or fall out with people behind just conversations. Like, for the life of me, I don't get it, right? But at the end of the day, like I say, man, when it comes to late night shows, man, I think right now, man, I got this thing on lock because I let people be genuine. I let people be real. And like I said, I don't hold grudges. Like, I can disagree with somebody every day and still let them come on the platform. Like, it is what it is. I'm not harboring, like I say, the only situation that hold on, y'all give me a second real quick. I gotta mute this real quick. Y'all give me 1 second. Yeah, I'm back. I apologize. But yeah, so like man, like the last two shows for the last two nights been, man, when I say crazy, dog, I'm talking about it been crazy. But like, let me tell y'all, like, and I'm gonna try to wrap this up in 8 minutes so I can go and get to a review. I was on Sharon Bracey channel, and I think it was a great conversation. You know what I mean? Different people had different opinions, but I think it was a great conversation, and I want to just review it for the people that didn't see it over here on my panel. Chris said, "Have a good show, big homie. Keep dropping all true facts." Yeah, like, bro, that's why I call myself Trader Truth Teller. I cannot like somebody and still be truthful. I can have a disagreement with somebody, and if they tell a lie, expose the lie. But then if I'm having a conversation and 20 minutes later they tell the truth, I'm gonna acknowledge the truth that they told. I'm not going to, just because they lied over here or they were fake over here, then when they tell the truth, not acknowledge when they're being honest and not acknowledge when they're being truthful. That's just me though. Everybody not like that. Like, the one thing I found out about this YouTube stuff and content creation and all that, if you have an infraction with somebody, if you disagree with somebody one time, now all of a sudden you're out. It don't make sense to me. One of the guys in this space that I really, really cut for and like is Mr. Fantastic. Me and that man ain't never met, but I can just tell from his content, his energy, that the nigga is 100. From what I see, from my observation, I'm just going off observation, right? Me and him had a totally difference of opinion last night, and we didn't agree. Some parts of what he said we agree, but in a sense, you know, when he was blaming a 15-year-old or whatever, I didn't agree with that, period. If a 15-year-old is sleeping with a 21-year-old, I'm not blaming the 15-year-old at all. I understand that person is making a conscious decision, but I'm not blaming somebody that's way more mature than the person that's immature, because people can be taken advantage of, right? People can be taken advantage of, and especially people that are younger. And if y'all disagree, fine. I'm not gonna go back and forth with anybody about that. It's what I believe, right? But what I'm saying is this: me and Mr. Fantastic has never disagreed since I've been on panels with him. But yesterday I disagree with him. But at the end of the day, am I going to say, hey, I'm not going to do content with Mr. Fantastic or try to make him seem this bad person? No, I believe the nigga's a real nigga. I believe he's a solid nigga. But his perspective, I just don't agree with. And on that specific topic, that's it. We can talk about something 5 minutes later and we're on the same page and we agree. That's just what it is. So y'all see on this panel, Wolf Stacks, I done seen that nigga Wolf lie 1,000 times and I still let him up on my panel. I don't disagree with Knight. Me and Knight disagree almost every night. He cut people off, all that, but I still let him up on the panel. Literally, almost. Matter of fact, I let him up last night. Then about 30 minutes later, I went to sleep. If I'm being real with y'all. So, man, listen, this is just content creation. This is different perspectives. Some people learn. You know, people gonna disagree, and it is what it is. But real quick, man, I got 5 minutes before I start the review. Cause I'm gonna try to be timely today. So who all we got in the building? Real quick, I'm gonna so we got Summer. Summer said, Trey, my bad for snoring. Ha. I thought I disconnected. Yeah, you were snoring on my goddamn platform last night with your peanut butter neck head. And why you already up and you on the West Coast? Girl, what is wrong with you? Do you sleep? Shout out to Malcolm. What up, Trey the Truth Teller? What a dude. Doing all right? And then if I'm not mistaken, this is Chris J. He said, have a good show. I already said that, but I'm reading again. Have a good show, big homie. Keep dropping true out facts. Yeah, man. One thing about me, I'm gonna stand on business, man. I believe I'm bringing the truth to this space. It's too much fakery going on over here on YouTube. Me and BATL don't always agree, right? But I can be objective, right? Hey Trey, you earned my respect for standing on business. For the previous shows, I was iffy about you, but I see you mean what you say. Much respect. 100 for sure. And guess what? I might say something that BATL disagree with tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it is what it is. But I appreciate the comment, acknowledging the real. I believe I'm the realest nigga in this space. Period. I don't believe it's nothing. Because see, like I like a lot of stuff that I talk about, I can't even talk about on the internet because I don't even like to expose that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Of my past. But you know, I can talk about it in person or on a private line. All right, Summer said, yeah, my husband disagreed with the guy saying that a minor should hold any responsibility if the adult is in the wrong. Summer, 100%. Jay Fees, what to do? Wolf, what to do? Oh, I walked in. Okay, yeah, I forgot she logged into work at 3 a.m. Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. But yeah, man, I got 3 minutes before I start this review. But man, I just believe, man, that when it comes to just being objective and being honest and telling the truth, and everybody might not agree with me, but I believe that I walk in truth. And so that's my job, is to bring truth to the goddamn YouTube in this space right here. Because there's too much fakery going on, if you ask me, and people can't even be honest, if you ask me, you know, across the board. And I'm not always right, y'all. I'm not always right, but in my opinion, I try to be right. And I can say that, but a lot of people won't get on the internet and say that. And guess what? And if I stand corrected, I apologize. All of the above. I don't have a problem with that. Watching the show day one. Now, hey, Jay VZ, hey, appreciate that, man. You know what I mean? I try to be authentic at all times, bro. Like, that's just what I do. All right, man, I'm gonna go ahead and do this review. I'm gonna try my best not to stop it. I'm gonna try to let the conversation go. And I'm gonna let y'all hear this conversation I had on Sharon Bracey channel with some it was a great show though. If you ask me.
Being there for the men going against men like you all who are saying no, there should be no attraction for that. And even for I saw someone try to bring it into the chat talking about women, those women belong in jail or under the jail as well. We have to start calling out and actually putting action on people when they think that this is normal. Because at the end of the day, the world is trying to keep turning this into something that we should all be okay with and familiar with. And I don't hear or see enough the consequence of people being able to say these things. These people can come right back to YouTube a week later after the quote unquote shunning period. And that's where I'm kind of frustrated, because where is the actual action to make this not okay? Not just people saying, no, stop, don't do that. We know that doesn't work. So I would like to hear from men on that point.
Okay. I like it. Welcome into the show, Trey, the truth teller. Good day. What is your thoughts?
I think it's weird for men to be dealing with women young enough to be their kids. Just my personal opinion. You know what I'm saying? That even crosses over into adulthood. That's just my personal opinion. Some people disagree, and everybody has their perspective on it. You know what I mean? Me personally, I tell people, hey, I'm not going under 10 years, not going over 10 years. And you go into that, I feel like if you date or deal with anybody that's young enough to be your mother, father, it's a problem, or somebody young enough to be your child. It's just my personal perspective, but you know.
It is a wild thing. Why do you think so many men are willing to fight for the argument of legality's sake? Like, for example, in the chat, they're saying in Georgia, you could be 40 and be with a 16-year-old, and that is legal. Why do they want to fight for this legal argument for a 40-year-old to be with a 16-year-old?
These niggas is lame. And they ain't never had no real motion. They're not used to women. So, you know, a lot of times, just like I said last night, because I had the same conversation last night. And it was brought up about, you know, the whole legal thing. I don't care about it being legal, right? Think about this. We as adults, we all know we done seen a teenager, right? Because the fact that they got teen on their age, that's enough for me, right? So we've all seen a teenager, and we were teenagers at one time. And when you see a teenager doing something that you know that's not beneficial to them as adults and as mature people, we try to give them guidance and say, hey, that might not be a great decision because we've been there, we've done it. Just like when you give your kids wisdom, we foresee the consequence before they even make the decision. How? Because we have that experience. So to sit up here and say that just because they're teenagers make illogical decisions every goddamn day, especially if you got one in the house. You know what I'm saying? So you have to redirect teenagers. And then when you go, let's just say this, because you know somebody in the conversation say, in the comments say cat, right? Now watch this. Majority of the decisions that we made, if we could go back with the mindset that we have now, we wouldn't have made those decisions.
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you hold a teenager to being mature enough to open their legs when you know for a fact, hey, there are a lot of decisions that you would have things you done different when you was a teenager. 100% of anybody with some common sense as an adult would say, man, you know what? I wouldn't have did half the things I did. So holding a girl to, you know, opening her legs at, even if she's 17 or 18, my personal opinion, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? It's insane. Okay. And I don't mean to, you know, to keep going. I'm going to say this one thing. We had a girl on the panel last night. She said she was 18 dealing with a guy in his 30s. So she said the 30-year-old wanted to marry her. She was 18, quote unquote legal. I said, man, he out of pocket. You ain't number 18 years old. Even though you're legal, to me, you got teen on your name, it's still out of pocket. Now, we asked, why didn't you marry the man? That man want to marry you. She said, because she wanted to be outside. He wanted her to be in the house, but she wanted to be outside. So then she's 36 now. I said, well, if would the 36-year-old you still would have married that man? Guess what her answer was? No.
What's that? Wow.
But that's the thing though, Trey, right? So what I hear most times when older men dating younger women, right? Even we had the dope boys pulling up to the schools and all that other stuff. That stuff was about control, G.
100%.
You could. So my age range, I hear you with the 10 years. I've always dated within a 5-year range, right? My wife, I call her a cougar because she actually only 2 months older than me, but she a cougar. I'm saying taking advantage of me like that.
Really? What up, baby?
But
yeah, I'm trying to let the video play, not to do a lot of commentary, but I'm gonna have to disagree with Pittsburgh, because Pittsburgh usually be in the comments. I think Pittsburgh rock me, right? But you know, I'm gonna drop the link to see if Pittsburgh want to pull up and we can have this conversation. So if she is of legal age, she can choose an older age man. She is a adult. Be mad at the parents, not the women, not the man. If you have an issue, Pittsburgh, if the legal age is 16, let me just ask the question. If the legal age of consent is 16, Pittsburgh, are you telling me if a 16-year-old chooses a man that's 25, that you are okay with it and you're going to blame the 16-year-old for making the choice and not the 25-year-old? Can you answer that question for me in the chat, please? I'm going to drop the link. You're more than welcome to pull up. All right. I'm going to try not to do a lot of talking because I want to get through this entire dialogue that I had. K Clarity, my sister in the goddamn building. What it do, baby? All right, so let me see. I'll drop the link. Pittsburgh, I would love for you to come have this conversation, but you know, you can pull up. You don't have to pull up, but it is what it is. All right, let's keep doing a review. I'm waiting on Pittsburgh to pull up, or anybody else that want to pull up, but I'm gonna try to let the video. I'm not trying to do too much talking because I talk too much.
You got it, Trey. But I date within 5. I've always dated within 5 years. Now the cat stat has always been on that whole dating these underage girls. That's a control, man. You ain't, like you said, you ain't have no motion. You definitely ain't have a masterpiece mouthpiece to get a female in your age range, right? You couldn't control that. So it's easier for you to impress these impressionable young girls who see an older man with resources and you know, whatever, right? It's easier for you to impress that. And it goes the other way, right? I don't want to speak for...
And shout out to my dog, JT. Yeah, I got some sleep, but I'm Superman. You must forgot. Ain't no kryptonite for me, homie.
Women who, you know, deal with younger men, you know what I'm saying? But I'm sure it goes both ways. Nonetheless.
I mean, we all seen Juice. We all seen Juice.
All right, Pittsburgh. And like I say, Pittsburgh, I you know, I've always see you in my chat, and I deem you to be we've always, I've never seen you really disagree with me when I'm on my panel. So I said we can just pull up and just have a mature conversation. It is what it is.
Hey, I was gonna say that. I ain't know if y'all had talked about that, right? Like that ain't just come out of nowhere. That was written into the movie because that was actually happening.
Yeah, it's control of both ends.
So
Wolf, pull up, Wolf. Wolf, you just said, hold on, y'all. Let me pull this up. Wolf said it's not about control. We just don't want no hard-headed women. That's simple, right? A 16-year-old is not a woman, Wolf. Wolf, a 16-year-old is not a woman. And if you consider a 16-year-old woman, Wolf, I lose all respect for you, fam. I'm be honest with you. I lose all respect, sir. All respect. I'm not saying that's what you're saying. I'm just saying. Like, I deal with grown women, right? I'm 45. I like to deal with grown women. I like to deal with women. Listen, if a woman don't have a 401k, I don't want her. She don't have a crib, I don't want her. She don't have goddamn investments, I don't deal with broke women. Let's just put that out there, right? And I don't like young women. So, and you said age gaps over 10. All right, so let me help you out. Hold on, let me help you out. I did not develop that philosophy until after I got a divorce. I got divorced at 35. So up until 35, I always dated in my age, brother. So let me put context to that. So when I said I date 10 years up and 10 years down, I developed that philosophy after I got a divorce. I got a divorce at the age of 34. 35, one of them. I don't remember. I got divorced 2016, November 2nd. So I was already goddamn 30. Well, how old was I? No, I take it back. No. I was like 36, 37 when I got a divorce. Now that I think about it. Because it was 2016, November 2nd. So that'll give you combo guard. That'll give you more context, brother. So put that in context if you don't mind. Let me get back to this.
So, but the Antoine Fisher piece happened as well. You understand what I'm saying? So I, I'm just on the men head, man. Like I just will never understand that. What type of conversation are you having with a girl, who's barely learning how to formulate a full sentence?
Hey, Rilla, did you hear the conversation between Shannon Sharp and that young girl? And she was, from my understanding, 19, 20.
Right. I didn't. I don't remember.
No, they had the phone call. You didn't hear it?
I don't remember it.
No, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, go ahead, though.
Hey, find it out. I'm just saying, whenever you get a chance, just go listen to the conversation.
And I think it's also crazy. Like even when we had this conversation about the so-called 17-year-old, the senior dating the freshman. Like, that is not the conversation that we are having. We are having a conversation. Like, so even, Chicago is saying 5 years and Trey's saying 10. We're not saying when Trey was 26, he was willing to date a 16-year-old.
Hell
right?
no.
So let's understand the conversation. Right. Just because Trey said he's willing to date 10 up and 10 down, that doesn't mean when he was 26, he's willing to date a 16-year-old.
Right.
And so Chicago Real is saying that he do a 5-year difference. It doesn't mean when he was 20, he was looking for 15-year-old. Let's have let's not pick and choose when it's okay to run a narrative, because you know what I'm saying? Because now all of a sudden, because we are holding men accountable, it's okay for people to run a narrative to misquote and misrepresent and mischaracterize what y'all saying about holding men accountable. Now they trying to say, hey, Trey, so when you was 26, you wanted, that is insane. But imagine if we was having a different conversation, nobody will allow that framing to happen and it'd be okay.
Here's the thing, though, Sharon.
Real quick, I really didn't do the 10-year thing until after I got a divorce.
Much older, right?
And I got divorced at 35. That's when I really started. I was married. I was married before then. I wasn't dating like that. So you know what I'm saying? And then and before I got married, most of the women I dealt with was the same age.
Absolutely.
And
That's what
again,
most people would usually date. Especially if you're a confident young man, you go on a date within your age range because y'all into the same things. Y'all want to hang out the same kind of parties, clubs, music.
No, but that was the
clothes, y'all
challenge
into
in
the
our
same
day,
things,
Sharon. That was the
you know?
challenge. The challenge wasn't going for little girls. The challenge was, can you holler at that one? Can you holler at that? And by the time I moved to Atlanta, hey, at South DeKalb Mall, you had to ask, like, how old are you? And if they was not of age, you had to step off at 20.
All right, 1 second, real quick. Let me highlight a comment, y'all. So, G's man said, you shouldn't be able, you shouldn't be dating adults if you still live in your parents' house anyways. Hey, G's man, I agree 100%. And let me tell you why, right? Let me tell you, be streaming, what to do, brother? All right, so this is my thing with that whole thing. If I meet, as a grown man, I'm talking about even in my 20s. Even when I was in my 20s, I didn't like really dealing with young women, right? So my thing is, if I meet a young chick, let's just say I'm in my 20s, man, bro, if I mess your name up, I mess it up. Golly, why y'all always try to correct me on my name, man? All right, so if I when I was in my 20s, if I met a young chick, first thing I'm gonna do, hey, I'm gonna tell on myself, right? And I don't mind being transparent. Everybody know that I said I was a thought, straight up, right? It is what it is. I done been with a lot of women. And if I tell y'all the number, y'all gonna be like, God dang, this boy like Will Chamberlain. Like, no cap, right? So my thing is that if I meet a woman, first of all, I want her to come to my house, or I want to go to her house. And I will usually try to pull up the same day. If I meet a chick back in the day, I'm trying to pull up the same day. I'm not, we're going to expedite this. I'm going to be honest with you. So I'm going to find out if you got a car, if you have your own crib, and if you can't come to my house, why you can't come to my crib? So it's easy to figure out if you're dealing with a young chick because I want her to pull up, or I'm going to try to pull up on her. So if she can't pull up on me, I'm like, hey, what? Hey, what's your address? So if she does not have her own place, I already know that's a red flag for me. So in my heyday, it's no way possible I'm going to get caught up with a young chick that don't have her own because I'm trying to pull up and smash the same day. So if she can't come to my crib, I'm on know why. Oh, I don't have a car. Well, if you don't have a car, you done already took yourself off the list because I'm not dealing with no broke woman. I've been like that my entire life. Because I've been getting money since a jit. You know what I'm talking about? We talking about 15 years old, living like BMF. Like, I got receipts on that. I was living like BMF when I was 15. Me and my people, we can really shoot a documentary or a movie for the way we live when we were coming up. You know what I'm saying? Because we had a plug. That's a whole different conversation. Right? So my thing is that I'm not finna get caught up with no young chick because at the end of the day, my nigga, I'm trying to pull up on you. And if you don't have a car or house, that lets me know that you're underage. You don't even have your own things. I got kicked out the house at 16. I done said that a million times. So I've been had motion. I had to get a rent house. I had a car, all of that. Let's get back to it.
20, like, yo, my mindset was not getting a high school girl. I don't know why it clicked like that. The crew I ran with, by the time we got to Atlanta, we was 2021. We were not looking for, a sophomore in high school
at all.
No. You know what I'm saying?
And bro, I had a car in the house at 16. So,
but the thing that is weird to me is that, like, especially when we talk about 24 and up, because that's where this conversation started. It was a 24-year-old hollering at a 16-year-old. At 24, you knew to, even if you are in the club and the girl's in the club, if you have a doubt, you should ask for her ID. Hey, how old are you really? Because you look too young. Like, that was a thing once you hit 24 and up. and I don't know why. Let me welcome into the show. So, you know, it's just a weird thing. Welcome to the show, the Supreme Vaginal Vessel. Good day to you. How you?
Hey, I'm on that same type of time. Hold on, y'all. Y'all know I'm not even tripping on super chats right now because, you know what I mean, y'all blessed me last night, so I'm not even going to be tripping on that right now. But tonight, better bless me. All right, so Be Streaming said, and Be Streaming down the street from me. I'm in Langston, Hinton, Soto. I'm right. Me and Uncle had to pull up on each other one day. Say, my son turned 21 June and he's still living here and can stay until 30. Hey, that's the type of time I'm on, 100%. Like where I'm at in life now, like my son, they, you know, I'm gonna be leading them and guiding them as long as they follow direction and doing, you know, on the necessary, and not bringing harm to the residents. Hey, they can stay forever for real. I'm not even tripping on that, especially with the way the economy is. But they gonna have some motion and they gonna have their own businesses. You know what I mean? Because, you know, but I'm gonna be real with you, right? When I got put out the house, I deserve to get put out the house. And like I said, we can talk on the phone about that. Think about this. I was living like BMF at 16, bro. Let me say that one more time. If you know the BMF show, I was like, you got my number. You can call me and I can put people on the phone. They can verify everything I'm saying. I was living like BMF at 16, living in my grandmama's house. So there's a lot that came with that. You know what I'm saying? And back in that day, I was putting my granny in harm's way, fam, if I'm being gangster with you. So, and I was just young and dumb at the time, you know. No, I understand that, K clarity, but I'm just dealing with statement. You know, I was putting, you know, it was a lot going on, bro. So if you know the BMF movie and series, you gotta understand we didn't have the internet back then. Like we didn't even have a cell phone when I was out there. I didn't get a cell phone until I was 18, so we were active. We had beepers, we were active. And if you was ever like that back then, you know how the streets was. Pittsburgh, what to do?
Salute, my brother. Great topic, man. I always listen to your show. Seemed like I got kicked off on the membership. I probably had to member up. I don't know what happened.
You don't get kicked out. You gotta
maybe you know what it was? You know what it is? I changed my card. That's probably what it is. I got another card. That's probably what it is.
No, for
yeah,
sure.
I'll put it back. But I mean, interesting topic. I think this topic is probably more widely seen in our communities because we see this all the time. And I don't think it's not a personalization. I think people personalize this and they make about what they would do. I personally would never do anything like this. I have daughters that are adults. They don't do any of this stuff. The men that they date are their age. They're 20. I got 20-year-olds and I got a 30-year-old. None of them none of them are teenagers. Dated older men, got pregnant by older men. So as unpersonalized as this can be, it's just something that happens that it's bad parenting at the root of this.
Okay. No. So let's just deal with the context, right? So that whole DPMO show, shout out to 2K. Me and 2K done actually linked up. I rock with 2K. You know what I'm saying? We might not agree with everything and some of the things he was talking about in that, but okay, I was reading something real quick, my bad. You know, it is what it is, right? So in that conversation, they were talking about Boston Richard that was 24 dealing with a girl that was 16, right? So, and I'm just asking for clarity. So if a girl is 16 years old and a guy is 24, Boston Richard, multi-millionaire, multi-platinum artist, whatever, right? You're going to blame the 16-year-old and not the 24-year-old?
I'm not blaming anybody. What I'm saying is that if she's of legal age and he's legal, she's legal, then I mean we can't supersede the government. Now that child should have better parenting where shouldn't even be a thought in her head. Yes. And I know people gonna say like, oh no, but she's a child, she being manipulated. I get it, but at the root of that is parenting. Like parenting is key to everything.
I agree.
Parenting has to do with a lot of that. Like we
Yeah.
can't like the same group that push for my body, my choice is
Yeah.
the same reason why we have to back off. Because if you have autonomy over your body when you become an adult, when
Yeah.
the adult age is different in different states, then you have responsibility for your actions.
I got you. I got you. But do you agree that even though the government made it 16 legal to consent, you okay with that just because it's legal? I'm just asking the question, not trying to put you in the corner,
No.
not trying to make you look bad. I'm just asking the question.
No, me personally, no, I don't think it's right. I don't think it's right for a 16-year-old to be dating a 20 anything. I don't
Gotcha.
think that's morally right. But we know that we went to school where we seen the prettiest girls in the school. Who was coming to pick them up at lunchtime and after school? It
Niggas
wasn't
with
no another
cars.
teenager.
Yeah, niggas with cars, grown men, and yeah.
See?
But watch it, Pittsburgh. Let me ask you ain't gotta go on mute, just rock with me. Let me ask you, Pittsburgh. So the men that were picking up the girls from school, do you hold the girl accountable or the men?
Both of them, more so the man than anything, because we know it's fast ass girls. You know what I
Gotcha.
mean? Like it's fast ass girls that want to have sex for whatever reason they want to have sex, and you're not going to stop people that want to have sex and they have autonomy over their body. That's what they want to do. It's always some hot girls that want to have sex. We can't stop that. And some people do it in closets. Some people are open with it.
No, you are correct, right? Because we were all teenagers at one point. But at the end of the day, this is my thing. Pittsburgh, if a 17-year-old, I'm 45, right? If a 17-year-old, just because she's legal and she could consent, if she wanted to have intercourse with me, because she's 17 and I know she's immature and she's young and she don't know no better, then I will redirect her and say, hey, baby girl, listen, I understand you hide in the pants, but you need to get your education, develop yourself, develop mentally, be more mature. And at the end of the day, this is not a great decision for you. As an elder, I believe the elders in the community should not be sleeping with the young girls in the community. They go for men dealing with young women, older women dealing with young men. That's just my personal opinion. You feel what I'm saying? So,
You're right.
Because we know that that's just like you say you got, even though your kids are grown, but at one point in time they weren't grown, right? So when you know your kids were younger and immature, and even though you had taught them, think about this, Pittsburgh, even with us, because I hadn't got where you at yet. My oldest is 11, right? So even when your kids, you raise your kids, you taught them right from wrong, and you know for sure that they had the common sense and the wherewithal to make the right decision. And even in that, Pittsburgh, you still had to guide and redirect your children. Would you agree with that?
Yes, absolutely. It's still a choice. Like even right now, my kids still do some dumb stuff that made me scratch my damn head. Like, where did you get that from? So like, that's never going to stop. But I mean, I just say like the whole thing, like, I think sometimes we approach this wrong because neither one of us are saying that this is the right thing. I think you a low down piece of shit ass dude to do stuff like this. Right. But that doesn't mean that it's not legal and people ain't going to do it. And that people ain't going to stop doing it. Yeah.
Bro, listen.
No, we're not disagreeing.
No, I got you. Let me deal with this comment. Never heard not one time a nigga in the hood passed it up. Brother, I don't know Prime and I don't know the context of this statement, but Prime, I pass up grown women.
Yeah.
My nigga, I'm a personal trainer, my nigga. I got real motion. You know what I'm saying? I got a bag, I look good as hell, and I'm really him, personality-wise, right? And I've been him. I pass up women all the time. So I'm not sure if they were saying that niggas not passing up because a nigga from the hood, nigga ain't passing up women. That's a lie. Because I do it literally every day, fam. No cap. I got married women on my line right now that I pass up.
I mean, just to add to accentuate what you're saying, I just think the difference is that the problem with our community is that we push up people with low moral character. And we push these people up, and then we think this is a normal thing to do. It's not. Men who got character don't do these things. Now, can people do it? Yes, absolutely. Are men who actually have character going to do these things or find themselves in these situations? No. Is a man with character going to find himself with a bunch of DUIs? Probably not. Is a man with character going to find himself with a bunch of domestic situations with women? Probably not. So like these are character issues that we unfortunately, the people with character in our community are called lame. They're called, they ain't got no motion. All these things that we do, we're pushing these things to the forefront. Unfortunately, bad behavior.
I agree in a sense. Prime. Okay, I got what you're saying, Prime. I got you. Night, what it do? Don't fall asleep this morning. Do you sleep, nigga? You on the West Coast? What, nigga? Ain't it like 6 o'clock in the morning where you at night?
7 a.m. Yeah, but men do set the standard. Men should set the standard. Men should be in the men's faces. Yeah, there's no way you can never blame the children. I would definitely. Somebody was talking about the age of consent. I think it should be 21. They say it's 17 here, 18. I think it should be 21. And even with the 21-year-olds, I wouldn't mess with a 21-year-old.
Yeah, me either. And I'm 45, and I wouldn't do it.
About the lowest I go is 46.
This is my thing. I don't like going down to the extent where that person is young enough to be my child. That's my thing. That's where I draw the line. If somebody young enough to be your child, they should be off limits. That's my personal conviction. Anybody else can disagree. You know what I mean? It is what it is. But
my daughter's 34. I would not mess with a 34-year-old because my daughter's 34. This is what when I listen to what Trey say, even though he called me fat man, old man, whatever else, it's what he stand for. I mess with that.
Nah, I'll be messing with you, bro. We just be having
no, but I'm saying what you stand for, I mess with that. Some people, it's about who they are as a person, not so much what they saying and doing and joking and all that other, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I got
but
you.
Yeah, I'm not going below 46.
And you how old?
56.
Gotcha. Okay. So you do the 10-year thing like me. And like I said, I didn't adopt the 10-year thing until I got 35, 36 after I got a divorce. So
yeah. For the most of my life, I messed with older women until I got married. Around about the time I got married, like 2 years younger than me. My wife is 2 years younger than me. So I got married when I was 24. She was 22. And we stayed married for 24 years until she passed away.
Yeah. And to be transparent, when I was 21, I dated a girl 38. You know what I'm saying? And her family went crazy. Her family went crazy. Like, what you doing with that 21-year-old? Woo, woo, woo. It was a whole big blow up behind her dealing with me. Like, real talk. And when I look at it, she just made me comfortable. You know what I'm saying?
Wasn't she more interesting? She had more life experience. She was just more fun.
Well, she was just so cool. Like I had never had somebody like invite me over, massage my body, like give me a massage, cook for me every day. You know what I mean? It was just so comfortable. Like we never argued, not one time, bro. Like no argument. So it was just a cool vibe, if I'm being honest. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's just my experience. But that's the only time I ever did that type of situation, because before that, I always messed with girls my age. And then, like I said, after that blow up, I wasn't interested because it was a whole bad situation, like between the families and stuff, because she was my cousin's girlfriend mom. So after that, after the family blew up and there was a bunch of fighting and arguing and all that, I wasn't even interested in that type of dynamic again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when I was younger, the women I messed with was like 5 to 6 years older than me. But the thing about them older women is that, like you said, they're more settled in their life. They a little bit more. They have a better conversation with you. They have more understanding. And they got their own stuff.
But now watch this, right? But the crazy part is when I years later I ran into her like at a function, because like I said, it was close to the family, right? I wasn't even interested in her. She wasn't even attracted to me no more. So I
You
seen
outgrew
her
it.
and I was like, when I seen her, I was like, ew, what was I doing?
You outgrew it. You outgrew it.
I was like, I seen her like, dang, I was hitting that. Ah.
Now, when I saw the people I used to mess with later on, they were so established in their life, and it was a positive, good thing. But we could never mess around with each other no more. But when I was yeah, they was in a better place in life.
Yeah, for sure. I'm gonna get back to this review real quick, y'all.
And yes, George Clooney and Donald Trump, if they gotta holler at things that is younger than them, then yeah, they don't got the confidence that they trying to act like they
Leonardo DiCaprio, Jack Nicholson, all of them too.
Yeah, I don't
they all in that boat. You heard, they all in that boat. Is something wrong with them? Sorry, go ahead, PH Diva. What's your thoughts?
I agree with everything that the men are saying.
What? Shout out to
my nigga.
I'm just playing. I ain't hear nothing y'all was saying. What I really wanted to come up here and say, I ain't hear nothing y'all was saying. I don't know.
Diva ain't shit.
For sure. What you want to say, Diva?
So I was listening to a program this morning on my way while I was getting ready for work. And they were talking about how Black men specifically were targeted, during the political campaigns or whatever, because they referred to Black men as low information, high opinion voters. And when I heard that, it just resonated with everything that I be saying up here day in and day out. And so, yeah, I think that's like a lot of the crux of the problem. Low information, but a lot of opinions and always wanting to talk.
That is a interesting way to correlate it, because a lot of men do have high opinions with low information. Like even with this conversation, when Trey gave a little bit of information of 10 years up and down, people was trying to correlate that to their opinion of down when he was 26, he was willing to date 16, right? That's low. Like that don't make no sense to bring that into the conversation. Yesterday, when we was having a conversation about nutrition, the man want to have all these things to try to educate us on what nutrition is, and then when we just ask simple questions to show that he don't know nothing about nutrition, that's when all the backlash and all the vitriol and fight wanted to happen. He want to curse us out and all these things. It is an interesting concept that we might have to have a real deep dive into about low information, high opinions.
Can you pause it right there?
Are there brothers in the chat? Because I can't see it.
Did you agree with that part right there, that we low information but we got a lot to talk about?
Of course not.
Yeah, that's not true.
Yeah,
that's
go ahead, Pittsburgh.
Well, I mean, the way that she framed it, I don't agree with it, because she made it about gender. I think that's people in general that have low information. What she said. Now, if she don't make it gender, then it's a generality. So if you do it like as the common man or the common woman speaking on somebody's relationship, speaking on what's going on in politics, we all have low information and a high opinion. So in that context, I think she's absolutely wrong.
Yeah, that's why I didn't even say nothing. Like sometimes when people say stuff, if it's rhetoric, if it's nonsense, I just don't even respond, don't even say nothing. I just only time you hear me say something is when I'm knowledgeable about something, or just when I have a difference of a viewpoint from somebody else. But outside of that, I really, if something don't apply, I let it fly. That's always been my motto. But yeah, so listen, anytime y'all need to drop, y'all can drop. If y'all want to stay up. Because I want to really, because it's gonna go into another conversation about y'all see what I'm talking about. Hey, is this the dude from yesterday?
Yeah, it's ANT, bro.
Hey, what's good? Yeah, man, you was vibing for sure. What's good with you, my
No, it's
boy?
good, bro. I be watching your show, dog. I just don't be able to click the link a lot. You know what I'm saying? I seen you all over the place, bro.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
And
Okay.
shout out to you, bro, growing your shit, bro. You doing your thing. You doing your thing. Um, yeah, no, I just, bro, they gaslighting you with that shit. Nighters know what I'm talking about, man. It's all they always gonna spin something into some
Hey, Ant, you went out.
pretty solid approach.
Ant,
I'm
you
sorry,
went out for about 10 seconds.
you can't hear me.
I
Oh
can hear
yeah, I
you now.
switched
Yeah, you
mics.
went out for about 10 seconds.
Yeah, I had switched mics for a second. My bad. No, they be gaslighting you, bro. They're gonna spin everything over there into some kind of gender war debate. Now, for the most part, that panel, that's why I chose to hit it. You had a good balance of people that are balanced up there. You know,
Okay.
myself, you, Josh, Taz, you know, and usually, Sharon's kind of gonna read the room, and he can be on, just like a, neutral moderator, and even Rogue C was kind of like that up there. Um, so that was a good balance. But more often than not, when you're gonna get into it with folks like PhD or whatever, they always it doesn't matter what you say, bro. You can say it's raining outside, and she'll find a way to put that on black men not building anything. That's why it's raining today. That's why the sky is gray.
Okay.
They gonna do that.
Gotcha. Okay.
But good morning, Doug.
What's good with you? Nah, hey man, pull up anytime, man. We was vibing 100 for sure.
Like that, you know what I'm saying? Chicago Real, like this conversation is kind of like that because everybody always have this conversation and understand that the degenerate men were the one that was trying to hang around the high school. Those were not the upstanding citizens of our community that we are supposed to be modeling our younger men after. Nobody's telling, hey, young man, go ahead and be like the older men that have to hang around high schools to deal with women. Those are not.
Hey, so let me ask y'all, do y'all agree with that?
No,
Yeah.
I just couldn't beat up the older dudes that was around the school when they would come up there and take my girlfriend because they had a car and an apartment. But if I could beat him up, I would have definitely beat him up.
No, I'm saying,
But-
do y'all agree with him saying that those type of men that were picking up the young girls were degenerates?
Nah, not necessarily. I think I mean, as I got older, I realized that most of them dudes that was picking up younger girls is probably because they didn't really have much going on with older girls and stuff like that. But of course, you're a degenerate if you out there hanging around schools and you hanging around, younger girls and stuff like that. But let's keep it real. We done been in high school, and a lot of the times, those 16, 17-year-old girls, if they got a dude that's in college or in his 20s or something, it's because they be in those circles, they be in those areas, they be up in the clubs. You know what I'm saying? They be at college parties or whatever, or they just got older dude from around the neighborhood. But I don't never remember.
Would you call them PDFs though? Would you call them PDFs though?
It depends. It depends.
So here's the thing for me, Auntie. I remember being in junior high and girls saying, "You a little boy. You ain't got no car. You ain't got no apartment. You can't take me nowhere." I remember women saying that to me. You a little boy. They the same age as me. Yeah, you a little boy.
Yeah.
And I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
So me looking at the dudes, I thought they was dirty macking because, so I'm 16, 17. Dude is probably 20, 21, but he got a car. He got an apartment.
Yeah.
So real quick,
I can remember being 19 and a 17 or 18-year-old. Yeah, I got a car. And you know what I'm saying? I got a car and a job that pays well. You know what I'm saying? And a decent apartment and all of that stuff. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have a better chance with your 17 or 18-year-old, you know what I'm saying, senior than another junior in high school working at damn McDonald's.
Yeah, but I just say quickly, I disagree with that. Look, I think like there's a couple different things going on. there's two people that's adults. What we were originally talking about was a woman who was an adult, who was considered an adult or a woman by the state. That's different now than the conversation we have now. Now
Mhm.
we're talking about people going back to the high school. I think that's different. I think that what the dude that go back to the high school, I think that goes to he is a degenerate man or young man trying to be a man, and that would have to go by his circle because of a man of a certain circle. Like think about any of your friends right now, and if you tell them that you dating a 19-year-old, how crazy they're gonna talk to you and how stupid you're gonna look. So that's really the young man's circle of whoever or the lack thereof of the circle that he don't have. But he is a degenerate.
See, I'm not. See, I don't.
I think it's love.
Hey,
My
give me
bad,
one
Trey.
second.
Yeah,
I don't
my
know.
bad.
You good, bro? I don't think we're having that conversation. Hey, like me and Pittsburgh and Knight, we in high school. We in the 10th grade. We know a senior. She go off to college, but we still friends and we all still in the same circle. That's not the conversation we having.
Yeah.
We talking about grown men that met a young girl in high school and he pulling up to deal with that one girl that he met that's in high school and he's a grown man and he's literally established. That's the conversation we talking about. We ain't talking about being in the same circle. Because when my brother was
No, you misunderstand what I'm saying, Taylor. I'm not
I'm not
talking
even
about
talking
you
about you.
misunderstand what I'm saying. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were talking about what I said because that
No,
wasn't what I was saying.
I'm
I'm sorry, go ahead, go ahead.
I'm not even addressing what you said at all. I'm not
No,
even
go ahead. I'm
addressing
sorry, my bad. Go ahead,
like
my
when
bad.
my baby brother, when he was a freshman, he was dating a senior. So the next year she was in college and he was in the 10th grade. They were still in the whole relationship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me, I don't see nothing wrong with that. They was in high school together.
It's a 2-year age difference.
No, I know what he's saying though, but when they met each other, they was going to school together.
They were going to school together. I'm talking about the weirdos that's a grown man car established. That nigga pulling up to school. So hold on, this is my question. For that man, the nigga that's 23, 24, pulling up to the high school, getting the girl that he met, walking down the street because he seen that she was fine. My question is, what can that girl really do for him in a relationship? Somebody help me out.
No, I would agree with you. No, that's different. That's degeneracy. You old enough to drink. You know what I'm saying? You 23 years old and you pulling up on 16-year-old girl, 17-year-old girl in high school. There's a problem with that. That's a degenerate right there. That's
because that's the conversation. Real quick, Pittsburgh, I apologize. That's the conversation I'm having because remember the original thing about the DPMO show was Boston Richie, 24, dealing with a girl 16.
Yes. That's the problem.
Yeah.
But I would say that still kind of wrong though because of go ahead.
Yeah, but right there is where you're doing too much. Right there is where somebody should be saying something. But what we're talking about is a 19-year-old with a 17-year-old.
Still wrong, brother.
It's
still wrong. Yeah, because the state can get involved. Yeah, listen, anytime the state can get involved, it's wrong. That you know how many young men have been charged with charges behind that they just left high school, even though we don't see nothing wrong with it. The state is the one that's establishing that this is wrong. So if the young men that are doing this and considering it's only a year, that year could ruin your life. That's where that young man's circle comes around and says, hey, I know this is that, but if you do this and the state catch you, or it don't even got to be the state. It could be her mama, her sister, her cousin, her friend who don't like you, call the people on you. Right. That's it. Your life is changed. That's what I was saying when I said that the people around who will have to tell that young man the consequences. Not only does you look crazy, the consequences behind that. Because there's a lot of people's lives are ruined behind this. Not that it messed up for a couple of years. Their whole life is ruined because they're labeled as PDFs forever. Like they can never get that off.
I agree, Pittsburgh. That 100%, right? But and what you're saying is true. I'm not gonna give pushback on that. But I still want to go back to what I said. That man, the creep man, that's 24, pulling up on a 16-year-old because they seen her walking down the street and thought she was cute, fine, and told her to get in the car. I can take you down the street, buy you goddamn Gatorade, lollipop, and bubble gum. That weirdo right there. What can she truly do for him in a relationship?
Nothing. And he needs to be changed. 24 and 16, yeah, that's the issue. But that other thing that your brother was talking about, the 19 and 17 year, That's some, but 24 and 16, no, you out of pocket.
The 24 you're out of pocket.
Yeah, you out of pocket.
But it's men because the age of consent 16 and like 33 states from mine, something like that. But it's people saying that they will hold the 16-year-old accountable.
And that's my problem. You never hold a minor accountable.
Yeah, you can't hold children accountable when there are adults involved, bro.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh.
No, I disagree. I think he can, because we put children on trial for murder all the time as adults,
and that's wrong
when they do certain things. So I don't think, like, look, it's two different aspects. Y'all talking about the morality. I agree with y'all on the morality aspect. When you're dealing with the law and the way that the law, because that's where all this stems from, is the laws determining what the consent age is. And like you said, a lot of these states have said that 16 is the consent age. Agree with it or not, that's what these folks did. So we have to actually deal with the consent age of them being 16, which brings into another fact that when they do anything outside of PDF, they are going to be considered an adult. So no matter what they do, assault ain't no simple assault no more. Oh, you can't have no fight in school in certain schools no more. That's assault. That might be felony assault if you put the little kid in school, in hospital, I'm sorry. So it's just different. We got to consider all of this.
The only thing I would consider right there is if it's just like the adult was misled. Somebody lied about their age, fake ID, stuff like that, and somebody you didn't know that person was that age, which happens. I know people be like, "Oh, well, how could you not tell that person was 16?" People be having fake IDs.
Well, I'm talking about seniors in high school can have a fight, and that could be adults. Seniors in high school can have a fight, and they could be considered adults at 16. So you have to consider that. That's what I meant. I just didn't finish my thought.
But I'm just saying. I'm just saying that's the only way I could see holding a minor accountable in that type of situation is if the adult was totally just misled.
Let me ask Mr. Pittsburgh this, brother. Have you heard of this book called The Man Not?
No, sir. No, sir. Who?
It's about a 13-year-old named George Stanley who got electrocuted, and they prosecuted him as an adult, but he was a child. What they'll do with people like us, they'll look at us as adults as young as the age of 13, and they'll prosecute us as adults. Even though this is a controversial person, Charleston White was one of the people who assisted in changing that law, is looking at young men as adults, as young as that. But yeah, it's a book called The Man Not. I forget the name of the writer of the book, but yeah, George Stanley was 13 years old. It was another dude named Yummy Sanderford. I think he was from Chicago. He was another minor that they charged as an adult.
Hey, let me read this comment because I agree with this comment. This is not murder to M. An adult manipulate the child. Y'all got to stop comparing everything. I agree 100%.
But it's not though, because they're still making decisions. Like when you make a decision by the state considering it.
But we are, my brother. We already conceded and agreed that young people that are not mature make illogical decisions and don't make the best decisions, and us as the mature adults redirect teenagers every day. And we see teenagers making decisions that they shouldn't make. So the adults, the elders in the community should hold them accountable and say, hey, listen, that's not a good decision to make, period.
Always. It's always.
But, okay, so
it's never the minor's fault.
No, that's not true. That's absolutely not true. Because there's a bunch of kids running around here that don't listen. Look, we can't do always and forever for everything, because every individual situation is going to be different. There are hard-headed kids. There are kids who want to have sex no matter what you do. And there's kids that have plenty of information and come in households with two-parent households that choose to do whatever they want to do. I'm only addressing that it's the consent part of it. Like that's what I'm concerned.
Pittsburgh, we don't have an issue with saying, hey, kids are going to have sex and stuff like that. No, it's a issue when an adult is involved. That's where the issue come in at.
Yes. 2 17-year-olds doing something, okay. But a 16-year-old and a 24-year-old, no. 24-year-old, you need to be changed. Why are you messing with that child?
Hey, I'm going to cook real quick. What's up, Blu-ray?
What up, 78?
Chilling. Yeah, I was listening in for a minute. But I wanted to say, too, I agree with what you said about an adult in a teenager, a kid, I should say, or underage, whatever, because I don't think that she should be, or that child should be held responsible, because a child is going to have, especially a teenager, you going through body changes, you're going through hormones, whatever. A grown up can manipulate those feelings. A grown up can make you convince you that what you feeling is natural. That's normal. Come on, woo woo. So what happens when the little girl does something with her mama boyfriend, friend from the neighborhood, and then she tell her mama, and her mama blame her. Oh, you a little hoe. Oh, you a little thot. Oh, you was out here. You was around here. You could have stopped this. You could have did this and that. And that happens so much in the community. So many young girls, they get turned out by older people, and then when they try to tell people what happened, when they realize it, they get bashed for having natural feelings. If somebody touching on you and you ain't never been touched on that way, it's gonna feel good. That don't mean something wrong with you.
Yeah.
You know, but see, the old creep knows how to manipulate the young girl. Oh, if it feel good, can't be wrong. Ha ha ha. You know what I'm saying? He know how to play with her psychologically like that. So I'm not with in my opinion, I'm not with blaming
yeah, because 7 respectfully, you have daughters around almost that age, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, I got an 18-year-old daughter and I got a 14-year-old daughter. You know what I'm saying? So I understand you know, like when I was a teenager, I went through my feelings and what you call it, puberty and all of that kind of stuff. You got to be laced up. Luckily for me, I had a father, you know what I'm saying, who laced me up and told me, hey, you going through these different changes in your body, you know what I'm saying, woo woo, you know what I'm saying, getting up early, you got your door closed, you in there jacking off. Look, boy, I'm gonna tell you what it is, what's going on. My father laced me up and he took the embarrassment away, and because okay, now this is a man telling me what I'm going through. So now I had game on this. But what happens to the youngster who don't got no game? The mom ain't talking to the daughter about what she feeling and what you gotta look out for and this and that. Everybody make these assumptions like, oh, well, these kids, no, you can't keep putting that stuff off. You gotta have these kind of tough conversations with your kids. You got to. Yeah. Even if it's uncomfortable, you gotta have the conversation, because if you don't, they homeboy gonna have the conversation with them, they homegirl, somebody ignorant gonna have this conversation, or worst of all, some old creep gonna have that conversation with them. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Anybody want to respond?
I agree with him.
Well, I'll just say that was what I was speaking to earlier. It really come down when it comes to the child, it's more so parenting than throwing responsibility, right? And if they grow up in a bad household, they probably not going to get that parent. So they're set up for failure from the beginning, and that relays a whole bunch of other problems. Those kids are always going to have challenges, and unfortunately, those are the kids that those PDLs prey on. They know that. They could tell. But that kid that allowed to stay out all night, they ain't got no real curfew. Nobody's calling to check on them. They don't really have nowhere to be. They know what the game is. Them dudes that do that, they know that.
So did y'all see real quick? Yeah, Venus, you can. Did y'all see? Y'all, that was an interview, and it was this Caucasian guy. He had got locked up for like dealing with kids, and he eventually got out. And he said, and they were asking him what type of kids he stayed away from.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that he stayed. Y'all remember that?
I remember. I seen it.
He said he stayed away from kids with fathers. Yeah. That was the one thing. And didn't he say something else?
Yeah. He stayed away from kids with fathers or good support systems. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He purposely targeted single mothers and mothers who had to work and left the kids alone. Like, it's a lot of dudes who literally go after single mothers or girls who got a bunch of kids and stuff like that. And the world be thinking, oh, he accept me and woo. A lot of these dudes would be predators, straight up. They be straight predators. They go after, they say, okay, this woman got to work. She working doubles and this and that. She got a couple young daughters. I'm finna get up in there next to him. And sometimes the sons, dudes be messing with the boys too.
Yeah. Bro, listen. Now I'm gonna tell y'all a video I seen the other day. A dude fiance. This is a female. A dude female was messing with. A dude female was messing with. I mean, his fiance was messing with his daughter. Crazy work. Yeah, it's his fiance.
Yeah, the female predators get overlooked, but not by me. Because like I said, I told you, Like I when I was a kid, you know what I'm saying, I had some grown women messing with me, you know what I'm saying, it had no business messing with me, and that shit fucked up my whole development. It made me real hypersexual as a kid, and but they don't get no punishment like that. You know what I'm saying? People look at women as oh man, you lucky, man. You can, no, that's not luck, nigga. What you talking about? Hey, you know what I'm saying? But if everybody's suspicious of the man, but it's a whole lot of women out here that babysit kids and do all kind of filthy stuff, man. Cause they some freaks too. They freak nasty too.
Well, I'll just say this part too. That's why it's important for people who are in relationships and they have kids. They have to consider those kids first when they break up. Like, is it really that serious that y'all breaking up? Because those kids a lot of times are put in peril because of those decisions that we make as parents, and we don't consider it. Sometimes, most of the time, it's the women that are super emotional. They put their feelings out about what they feel, but you have to consider the upbringing of your kids. Is it? I mean, some things that maybe you can't get over, but is it really that serious sometimes? Because raising kids, single parents, is completely different than raising kids with a two-parent household. We got plenty of data. We got plenty of use cases of it, so we can see it. I just think that we go ahead and we try to push people up for raising up and put them like heroes that they're doing this, which I get it. It's honorable, but we shouldn't be putting that as a beacon.
Indeed.
All right, Venus, what's good?
Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Hi, everybody. It's not a question. I'm going to just ask you, Troy. Is there anything that a 16-year-old that you know is 16 could say to convince you to sleep with her?
Ain't no way in hell. Listen, an 18-year-old can't convince me.
Okay, because I figured you would say that. And I asked that question because I don't understand when grown men are saying put responsibility on the minor. My mind goes to where yours just did. Like, to me, it doesn't really matter what a minor is trying to do. The adult is the one who is going to make sure things go a certain way. So when I hear adults keep on shifting blames to teenagers, I don't understand that. So you're saying that a teenager has more influence over your decision making than you do? You're saying that a teenage girl can convince you to do something? Like, I don't understand why. I've been hearing that argument a lot, and it just logically does not make sense, because I feel like there's nothing a 16-year-old boy could say to me, or 18-year-old, that's gonna, like, I'm the adult and the answer is gonna be no. So I guess I'm trying to understand, when people make arguments like his, where's that coming from? Why do you say that?
Can I address it? I think that it's like, to me, I look at it that young, because we're only dealing with the young girl and the old man. That's what we're dealing with. So that young girl is gonna have sex either way. She gonna have sex. She just chose a PDF to do it with, right? And then that goes to the parenting. So that they all have it's a big nasty. Everybody got a piece of it. These young girls are not unculpable. They're unaware. They haven't been trained properly. But that's the whole problem with it.
Okay, so even in the blaming the parenting, we still would not be blaming the minor. So again, in conversation where we're talking about a minor and a grown adult, why do you shift the blame to the minor, is my question.
I didn't shift it. I said they have responsibility. There's difference between they said. So I'm not saying that you're saying. I'm saying that she had that young girl has all the responsibility. I'm not saying that. I said she has some responsibility. Like, we can't have an era of my body, my choice, and then say that you don't have any responsibility.
Wait,
We
about
can't
a
do that.
minor?
Hold on, Venus, real quick.
Wait.
Pittsburgh,
About a
hold on, Venus, real quick. I just want to. Are we still talking about the 24 and 16-year-old, right? Or are we not?
Yes, sir. I am. I am.
Okay, go ahead, Venus.
So we're holding a 16-year-old responsible for a my body, my choice movement that she had absolutely nothing to deal with? That's what you just said? I mean, she had nothing to
She
do with?
said, okay, so my body,
A
my choice is
16-year-old
for.
had nothing to do with that movement at all. So we're going to use that movement that these grown women decided to take part in to say it's okay to sleep with a 16-year-old?
I never said it was okay. I said they would bear some responsibility. Because if we're saying they have autonomy over their body, they have some responsibility. That's what I'm
Pittsburgh.
saying.
No, Pittsburgh. This is what she's saying, family. This is what she's saying. the My Body, My Choice movement, and I'm assuming that Pittsburgh, you brought that up, right? You're
Correct.
saying that, hey, because of that movement, you have autonomy over your body, then you're going to equate that to a 16-year-old. And Venus is saying, hey, the 16-year-olds had nothing to do with that, which I agree 100%. So I understand where she's coming from 100%. And this is me and Venus' first time agreeing, because we had smoked the last time we met. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, right? So
You
I
love
agree
you
with
straight
her.
because you was trying to get me up here
Yeah.
and I wasn't coming, but
Venus, you
listening
know,
to him, I had to come.
hey, Venus, you know I put Bell. Hey, you know what it is, but it ain't gonna go there. Listen, I'm gonna let you make it today. But listen, Pittsburgh, I agree with 100%. No 16-year-old on planet Earth had something to do with the My Body, My Choice movement, bro.
At all.
I'm not saying she had anything to do with it. I'm saying that we live in this
Brought it up,
era.
though, Pittsburgh.
I brought
Why
it up
why
because
you
we live in
introduce it
this.
into the conversation
Oh,
is the question.
because we live in an era where women want autonomy over their body, meaning they have personal responsibility. No man
That's
or
not
no
a
person is
woman.
going to tell
16-year-olds,
them what to
though,
do.
Let me
The
can I say
same
something
thing
real
with a
quick?
16-year-old. Okay, I mean, if y'all
That's
don't,
not a
that's
woman.
Hey, I'm finna hear him. I just want to say something real quick, please, brothers.
Wait, can I have the back and forth with him, please?
I'll go
Hold
quick.
on, Venus. Hold on, he finna go. Let him
I just want to
say
say
something
something
real
real
quick.
quick. This is my opinion. I got real lenient views on a lot of this, and Trey know this. Like, I don't have a problem with an older dude dating a younger adult woman. However, when it comes to a 16-year-old, whether it's a man, a boy, or a girl, my grown ass, I can manipulate a little dude to hustle for me. I can manipulate him to kill for me. I can. I know I can. I can manipulate a young 16-year-old girl, whether she think I'm attractive or not. She ain't developed enough to fuck with my mind. I can make her do whatever. So it ain't. You can't blame her if you catch her in the car with me. You can't. I'm sorry. You can't, because I know what to do with her if I was on that type of time. So as a father of a 14-year-old and 18-year-old, no, I understand if they hormones raising or whatever, but that dude, I'm gonna have to see. He gonna have to see about me. I'm not gonna blame her. But that's
Let me just ask this: if you got a 16-year-old son that plays sports or plays basketball, and he ends up sleeping with one of the older college girls or the teacher's assistants, which happens all the time in our community, and gets her pregnant, do we hold that 16-year-old responsible in the court, and he also has to pay child support and end up having to work the rest of his ex-teen for the baby? Do we not put responsibility on a 16-year-old boy for doing that?
They will penalize him, but it's still the adult's fault.
Right.
They will penalize him.
Even if it's illegal and the 16-year-old gets his teacher pregnant, he's still responsible for child support. Agree?
Yeah. I
Yeah,
forget
because
that
when you create a
Samoan.
human, you're responsible for the
Yeah,
financial.
it's a
Yes.
Samoan
he
kid
bears
who has
responsibility.
children with a teacher that he went to school with. He has multiple children that he's being penalized for, but in my mind, it's still that woman's fault.
But watch, we talking about what's wrong and what's right, bro. And listen,
he's still a 16-year-old. He's still a 16-year-old, but he's a 16-year-old
I don't
boy
know
or
about
16-year-old
y'all.
girl.
Listen, I don't know about y'all, but what I'm not finna do is let no goddamn government tell me what's right and wrong. I'm not.
The government will always tell you what's right and wrong, and
Hold on.
So
watch this. This is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I think you're misunderstanding what I'm saying, right? You're talking about a boy paying child support, all that. What I'm saying is this: let's say across the board, the government made going in where grown men, because they did that for a minute, where grown men can go inside of a woman's restroom. Even if it's legal across America, my nigga, I would never agree with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never.
Period, my nigga. So what is you talking about?
Ever.
You completely missed the point that I made.
I didn't miss no point. I didn't miss no point.
No, you really kind of did.
No. Watch. We understand what you're saying.
We understand what you're saying. Watch.
Yeah. So I believe the teacher name was Mary Kay Luterno. They got the Samoan kid that was like 16. She got multiple kids with him. She's still wrong. And even in these situations where the juvenile can be penalized, the adult is still wrong. You're talking about what the government.
Of course,
you're talking about what the government does. Listen, them grown people need to be changed.
Facts.
I agree 100%.
Okay, so then, Wise, what are you saying then?
I am saying that us in society, we would say that 16-year-old boy bears some responsibility for the decision. We wouldn't. Fam.
Not with a grown woman.
Maybe. Fam,
if a 24, hold on. If a 24, watch it real quick. If a 24-year-old, I'm not trying to cut you off, bro. I want to say this. If a 24-year-old woman sleeps with a 16-year-old boy, I'm not co-signing that, bro.
That's you. The most of the people in society will say that boy needs to bear some responsibility for creating a life, especially if you ask black
let's
women.
go do that. What? How do you? No. Watch. How do you feel about it personally?
Yeah, how do you feel about it?
I think it's hypocritical.
No.
I think if a young boy gets groomed by an older woman, he should not have to pay anything for child support.
I agree.
Fact, that woman shouldn't even get the child. I think the child should go to that 16-year-old boy and his family. But that's not the way it goes.
I don't have an issue with it. But is the woman wrong?
Absolutely. It's a crime. She's wrong.
Okay, so why
that's always saying.
So we agree.
But nobody's co-signing. But I think y'all taking that like we co-signing. We just I think the brother saying the same thing is that there's some responsibility. Sure. No, I'm not. I never co-sign. I'm saying there's some responsibility that all parties are included. Y'all saying that they don't have any responsibilities only that the person is older. That's not how I'm looking at it.
No, listen what we're saying.
No, I am saying exactly what he said. There is no responsibility on the minor. I don't care.
Yeah, there should be
the adult
right there.
Is the especially when we're talking about men and women. So we're talking about a grown man and a minor girl. And he's more advanced mentally. He's stronger than her, right? Physically. He's more advanced mentally. And somehow we're going to say, well, we got to look at her and not the person who's older, more mature, and stronger, who had every opportunity to make the right decision, right? He can easily say we're not doing this, right? He's the one.
We have to look at it because there's instances where girls are also manipulating older men. You have to look at it.
Excuse me. If you want to sleep with little girls, just say that. But let me finish. So anyway.
Really? No. I love that you try to do that slick ass passive aggressive
ass shit. That's what you look like.
Oh,
why are you interrupting me? I wasn't
so you're trying to imply that I
wasn't talking to you.
No.
But you're
this is
yourself.
So when you get
like
insulted, this is how you insult. You call me the most vile thing that you can call somebody.
Because I wasn't talking to you. Why is this bothering you? And I'm talking about a topic. Why is it bothering you?
No. Why are you so quick to call somebody a PDF?
That's very telling. That is bothering you.
Why are you so quick to? Do you realize what men have to go through if they get labeled that, and how quickly you will label that?
All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on one second. Hold on.
Why is that bothering
you? Way out of
pocket. Hold on, Venus and Wash. Give me 1 second, please. Wash. Because I rock with you, Wash. You always over here, so you good. What I'm saying is, Venus said she wasn't talking to you, right? So let her finish and then respond to her. I'm just saying, just let her finish. Then respond to her.
Okay, so wait, you have no problem with the whole what she just did right there?
No, I don't. No, I know. Hold on, watch. Venus. He never said that, so we can't put that on his back. Okay, he never said that, so you can't put that on him. So please respect that. He did not say that, so until he say that, you can't put it on his jacket. I give him that. But I don't know. Go ahead, Venus.
Yeah, I never said that he said it. It's a conclusion that I'm coming to because I'm speaking to your topic, Trey. I didn't address him. The fact that he can't.
You literally said if you want to sleep with little girls, just
say that. You did say that, Venus.
I'm getting to why I said it because of that right there. He's the only one getting triggered by my responses. So it leads me to believe that he wants to sleep with little girls.
Okay, but we got to be careful with the implications though, Venus. We got to be very careful with that, respectfully.
Why didn't any United or
women don't
get
care
mad
about
at
the
my
implication
response?
of men.
Why is he the only one getting tossed
They will do that all the time.
No, why didn't the other three men on the panel get mad? Why is he the only one mad?
Women do not care. Women will do all types of
Pittsburgh
shit
didn't get mad. Trey didn't get mad.
Like a PDF,
Why are
and then
you mad?
that man might lose his job as a teacher. That man might lose his reputation, and then some other dude. But women don't care about that. Y'all just spit that shit off like no reason.
Something to him because I'm not finished talking.
Watch, let her land, please.
Land it, but there's a bigger topic here.
I just think it's also interesting that every time because when I came in, you guys had a specific example. It was an older male
man with
and a younger woman.
Yeah.
But another thing certain people will do is flip it automatically. It's all these deflection tactics to either A, let's put the responsibility on the young girl, or B, let's change the conversation to that time an older woman did it in a young boy. Anything but blame the grown-ass man who was wrong. I just noticed certain men always do that, and I'm done with it.
And certain women never blame the woman who does the exact same thing when it comes to a younger man. That's the conversation that I'm trying to get to. We need to have a larger listen. Men do it and women do it too. It's in the culture, but men never called it out. We need to call it out because our 16-year-old and 15-year-old sons should not be having their first sexual experience with grown-ass women.
Hold on, watch. Let me do this. Watch. I agree with you, my brother. You know, but will you change in the context of what we're talking about right now? That's not what we're not talking about. Hold on, listen, bro. We got to go in one direction. We can't go in two at the same time. So let me just say this. Watch. I agree with you 100%. Boys should. Hey, I agree, but that's not the conversation we have right now. The context is Boston Richie, a real situation that we're talking about. 24-year-old multi-millionaire grown man choosing a 16-year-old.
Yeah.
Stay with that and let's not move, please.
Yeah. Boston Richie. Yeah.
And with the other scenario, I agree with you. Why? So you don't have to fight that fight no more. Okay.
Okay. I'll bring it to this level. Listen, if we look at our pawpaws and our grandmas, what was the age gap between most of their
Boston Richie, sir. Boston.
Yeah, let's stay with the context.
I'm still keeping the same age gap. It's still the same.
Okay, my grandfather was 4 years. Hold on, my grandfather was 4 years different from my grandmother. My grandfather and my grandmother was 14. My grandfather was 18 when they got married.
Okay, mine had an 8-year gap. He was 25 in the military, and my grandma was 17.
That was it. Hold on, watch this. But let me say this, watch, and respectfully. That was a different time, and I agree. And I'm not, because I wasn't living back then, right? And some things were normal. But watch this. Just because it was normal didn't mean it was right.
But I think y'all having two different arguments. I think you're just talking about morality and he's talking about the law. And I think those kind of two things, they don't really line up together. Morally, I think we all can agree that that's wrong. Like for somebody 20-something-year-old still going back to the high school, messing with a 16-year-old. Morally, that's wrong. Now, who's responsible? I think that's where we too disagree. You guys were saying that the what we consider the child would have no responsibility. We're saying they bear some responsibility. That doesn't absolve the adult from having responsibility. That doesn't absolve the adult from having any responsibility.
No, but
it's not putting it on the child.
That's where we disagree in that. The child has no responsibility. It's always on the adult. I don't care. It was the 1930s, the 1960s, the 2000s. It's always going. Even listen, because this is what they'll say about the little girl. She was fast, right? And the little boy is mannish. That's what they would say, right?
Let me ask you this:
absolutely.
if a young girl lies about her age and goes to a club and ends up kissing or hooking up with some dude, does she bear any responsibility for that decision?
No.
None. Wow.
Hey, hold on, watch it. Hold on. Let me. Hey, watch it. I don't know if watching people. I'm gonna ask y'all something real quick. And I, the DSM. I don't know if it was a DSM 4, 3, whatever. I'm not educated in it, but I know it's the DSM.
That's
right?
The book about psychology.
I know. So in the 1970s, dealing with the same sex was deemed a mental illness. Do you know that?
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Did you know that? Now, let me ask you a question. Why do you think that was changed?
You want me to go ahead? You want me to answer?
Hold on, Pittsburgh. I'm gonna say. Hold on, just give me a second. I got you, Pittsburgh. Why do you think that was changed? It was a mental illness in the 70s, but now it's not. So why was that changed?
Because mental illness is now a profitable thing with all the medicines that are available now. So maybe now that's why they're being diagnosed at a higher rate versus back then they just put you in an insane asylum.
Nope.
Okay, then maybe I'm wrong.
Hold on. I got you. Pittsburgh.
That's to destroy the nuclear family. That's what that's about. That's to destroy the nuclear family at the basis of it. That's the simplest way I can put it.
I disagree with that. Hold on. I understand what you're saying, Pittsburgh, but I'm gonna give my and I could be wrong, right? Your brother could be wrong. So hold on, let me say this. Hold on, I'm gonna say and then you because you might got it. I don't know. You're older than me, right? In my opinion, so I'm putting opinion on there because people that actually live that lifestyle start getting in power. And when they got in power, they started changing the laws because of what their personal conviction and what their lifestyle is. And they're the ones that got empowered and started changing this stuff because they didn't want to be demonized because of their lifestyle. That's my personal opinion about that. That gay people start becoming congressmen, goddamn getting legislation, and they the ones start changing the law. But go ahead.
You are 100% right. The LGBT community got lobbyists to change legislation. You are 1,000% right.
I disagree
because them people got lobbyists and they focus on that right there. That Munyon changed it.
This right here, money.
Well,
Yes,
no,
sir.
it's the. I mean,
Yes,
I would
sir.
disagree because it affects our communities the worst. Like we have a higher rate of single mothers, and then the men. Like if you listen, if men are the ones who, for the most part, we push the envelope when it comes to morality and becoming change and standing up and fighting against government. So if you don't have the men in a certain ethnicity or a certain group, the government can do whatever they want. There's nobody to fight back. Like all the people that we have as leaders, we looking at the 60s and 70s, and you look at now, and it's all a money chase. That's all this stuff is now. There ain't no morality behind this
You
stuff.
just said, listen, we just said it was about the money of Pittsburgh, and you just said
But it's only like that because it's only like that because of them destroying the nuclear family. It's only like that because we don't have the nuclear family to bring a man brings morality into a household. Men bring morality in a household with families.
Brother.
Hey, hold on, now. Can we agree? Can we all agree that two things can be right?
Yeah, we can agree that. But Pittsburgh, what you don't seem to understand is that the reason why they had any legs behind it was Munyon. Listen, that alphabet. This is what I know, and I can tell you for a fact. And people don't know this, but if you just look back at it, the 70s, right after the 60s, right about the Vietnam War, that alphabet community got a strong amount of money, and they got lobbyists to start changing legislation and even the DSMR. So what happened in the late 60s was what they call that's when it was burning bras. They had the hippies, and in the 70s, early 80s, it was heavy androgyny. Yeah, y'all know that term androgyny?
I've heard of it before.
So
Prince.
More than Prince, the Barcades, Rick James, Prince, Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind and Fire, LTD, Confunction. Go back and look at Dr. Dre used to be in the world class
makeup back then.
Yeah, they had
masculine to wear makeup.
There you go.
Yeah.
But that was all about money. That was all about money.
But
he has a point because I mean, think about it. Because I mean, the church, even the church and the black church, didn't really accept all this LGBT stuff until money started changing hands.
Exactly.
I mean,
right about that time
they used to be they had to shame. They were shamed out of the church. They had to hide it. Even the choir director used to like not. He couldn't be out and proud because like he would lose his position. And then right around like 88, 89, 90, then all of a sudden it was acceptable because the money. It was too much money to being changed. Listen, money is money.
Watch, you know what they called it back then? They called it they was giving faith-based money to these people. And that's when you start seeing prosperity preaching began right about the end of the 80s, early 90s. Now all of the preachers is dressed in suits, limos, and there you go.
But it's part of that, and it's the other part is like I said, it has to do with the family itself, because we all heard the stories and we all could draw the conclusion back to wearing food stamps and that whole experiment happened and how women were running men out of the households because of that. So that is part of it. I think both things are true. It's partial to money and it's part of getting the men out of there, because if you get the men out of the house, then it's easier to manipulate. You don't have that fight that you normally would have. You're not going to have that without a man.
Pittsburgh T. There's no way you can run me out of my house. I don't give a damn how much money you give my wife.
I'm not talking about, but see, you personalize it. I'm not talking about me or you. I'm talking about, we're talking about in general. In general, but we know in general, there's a mass movement of women who took money from the government to get the men out of the house, saying that, hey, I'm not going to let you.
You know that, Mike. You know that's true.
That's a mass movement.
Let me help you out, brother.
And what was the advice that men were getting from other men going through it? Other men were telling them to leave the house.
Yeah, yeah, that's bullshit.
Also, other men were telling, like when men were saying what they were going through.
Lie. I was born January 25th, 1970. They could say they ran them men out. No, the men were still around.
Okay.
But I was born in 76 and I seen it, brother. I seen the dudes that the women want Section 8, and when they had that inspection, that man had to get all his clothes and all his belongings out that house because annually this woman would have an inspection and it couldn't be any presence to him. That's been going on forever. So that's not a new phenomenon.
Okay, so stay right there. Stay right there. Did he leave or did he just leave when the social worker came?
He can't. Okay, so when I mean he leave, he can't claim that house as a household. He can't be head of household on taxes. He can't make any decisions when it comes to any governmental documentation. No, he's not in the household. That's not. What are you in the household?
Pittsburgh, I'm gonna keep it gangster though, right? I blame the man then. Because let me tell you why. And growing up as a youngster in the hood, I used to get phone call. My older cousin, man, she put me out. I'm like, what? She put you out, bro. I gotta go pick my cousin up. This nigga got all his clothes. She done threw all his clothes outside. And so me, like I said, I had a house at 16, right, and a car. So me as a young nigga, growing up dealing with women, you know, get what they told me, Pittsburgh, nigga, I ain't gonna never end up in that position. So guess what? I ain't gonna never stay with a woman. I'm gonna have my own. So I'm not even gonna give a woman that power to be able to put me out in no house because I'm gonna have my own goddamn house.
You think a woman can't put you out your own house when she gets the police involved?
No.
Well,
bro,
and it's
I'll ask that again.
Hey, listen,
you don't think a woman can put you out your own house when she gets the police involved?
Yes. I haven't had them. I haven't ever had that situation happen, and I done been
just
with
because it hasn't happened to you doesn't mean it doesn't happen, sir. Do you think that?
Hold on. I didn't say it didn't happen. I didn't say it because I got a homeboy who the police got called and he got put out his own house. So I'm not arguing that, my brother. I'm speaking about the situation I didn't want to be in is having a woman be able to say, hey, get your stuff and go. That's all I'm saying.
I think no matter what, whenever you move a woman in, she has the power to say that to you, whether it's her house or it's yours.
I was married and never had that
women
I'm confused.
Listen, when women call the police and make up that lie about he did, the police make.
I didn't say it didn't happen, fellas. That's what y'all gotta understand. I'm not saying it doesn't happen because I've seen it happen.
Okay.
So I'm just saying I never had that happen, and I had a whole wife.
I think what he's bringing up is, good morning, everybody, by the way.
What up?
What's going on with Chris J? Good morning.
I think what Wash is talking about, if criminality is involved, that's the only way I can see you possibly getting put out of your own house, but everything is civil, and police is not going to get involved with civil situations. At least in Houston, they don't. They say,
hey, Chris J, I seen that too, that the police get called to be like, hey, like, as long as, like if there's just an argument, there's like no physical contact, then I agree. Go ahead, Chris. I apologize.
Yes, but we know how we
hold on, watch. Watch. I cut him off. He had to.
If it's civil, there's no such thing is of you getting put out of your own house with your own name on it. If a police calls, I would say, no, this is my house. Matter of fact, I'm kicking her out and she's still here. That's a crime. Get her off my property.
Mm-hmm.
That's how that works.
Hey, Chris, I've seen that. I've seen a man tell a woman to go and she got kicked out before. But go ahead.
Yeah, one of my OGs told me that. A chick tried to do that on her. He flipped the script. He said, nah, this is my house. You ain't kicking out of my house where I have documentation to prove this is my house. You can get this chick out of my house right now, or I'm going to get your supervisor to do it. And anytime you call a supervisor, that means that little police officer is about to get in some shit. So it's all about knowing your laws and how to protect yourself. A lot of people can't do that, especially when their emotions are high.
Yeah, that's a powerless position. But here's the thing. I never had this happen to me, so this is kind of a foreign conversation. But I had a man cave. Y'all know what that is? A man cave?
Yeah.
My wife used to have to come back there and pull me into the house. You mad? Okay. You all right, you mad. All right. Let me go in my man cave. I go smoke my trees and drink my wine and fall asleep with my dog biscuit. And she had to come in there and Come in the house. I used to stay in. My man cave was a sanctuary, my favorite place to be. I ain't never had no woman call no police on me.
My dog, hey man, shout out to my dog, man. Hey, my dog
What
been
up,
missing.
OG Speed?
He been missing. Shout out to J Speed. Go ahead.
Yeah. My wife used to come grab me out of my man cave.
Night, you know why she had to drag you? First of all, Night, you know your wife can't drag you, nigga.
She was pretty strong. It was surprising that little bitty woman was that strong. She was pretty strong.
Say that nigga Night was in her sleep. Nigga talking about your wife drag. Your wife didn't drag you, nigga.
Snoring.
You didn't want to get up. That's your problem, Night. You didn't want to get up and walk to the house, nigga.
Hey man, I'll get back there and turn that fan on and listen to me some old school. Man. Yeah. I don't know what you men are doing. Always be. The movie is Glenn Ross. Always be. Look out for yourself. Make sure you're in a good position. Don't
always
be in a bad position.
Yeah, watch. That's how I was saying, bro. I like when I seen some of my older cousins getting put out the house, bro, and they throw their clothes getting thrown outside, and I gotta come pick them up, bro. That turned me off. And I always said, bro, I'm not gonna put myself in that position ever in life, bro, for a woman to be able to have that type of
power
over me.
Yeah, power.
No, I saw the same thing growing up as a bartender, and I always saw men getting put out, and I was like, I'm never moving in with a woman. I said that until like for the longest, because I just felt that you never, even that shit, like when it's your house and you get an argument and you have to sleep on your couch. That makes zero sense to me.
Bro, it ain't nowhere in hell a woman gonna put me on the couch, bro. Ain't no.
Yeah.
Listen, let me tell you something.
You haven't been married. I'm telling you, this shit happens for most.
I was married. Didn't I just tell you I was married?
Okay.
And watch,
my nigga, hold on real quick, Night. Nigga, I pay the bills. How the hell you gonna tell me get on the couch? You know what you gonna do? You gonna be mad. Hold on. You gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad, nigga. And I'm gonna put this thing right up on your butt, nigga, while we sleeping mad at each other. Hell you talking about? And if you play with me, I'm gonna start kissing on your neck, and I'm gonna be putting something up in you in a minute. What you mean? Boy, where y'all get this from?
You don't think it's a global thing that when arguments happen, men get put on the couch? Outside of your situation, outside of the black community.
No.
The only place this is not happening is like in Muslim cultures. Every other culture is dealing with this. Asian men getting put out on the couch, Chinese men getting put out and put on the couch, white men getting put out and put on the couch, black men getting put out and put on the couch. It's a global thing.
Hey, y'all, real quick, watch y'all keep cooking.
Like I'm bugging.
Hey, watch y'all keep cooking. I'll be right back.
All right.
Watch. I never been put on the couch.
I understand you haven't, but majority of men have.
But that's the thing, though.
Okay.
The thing is to put yourself in the best position you can possibly put yourself in. And you should have a good lines of communication between. I don't know what it's like to have a woman that hates you so much that she timing you out from the vagina.
Okay.
There was no way.
Do you think that majority of men are experiencing that in marriages after 5 years?
I was married for 24 years before she passed away. And my thing is this. I don't know what them dudes is going through that are doing. I don't know what they doing. Like I be hearing about people that's in sexless marriages. I don't know what that is. I be hearing dudes that can't come directly home. They got to go to the bar first, sit in the driveway in the garage. They scared to walk in the house. And I can't relate to none of that.
Can you not empathize and put yourself in that situation and then come up with a conclusion of what you would do or how you would handle that situation? Or is that too foreign for you?
I can understand that it's a possibility, so it's not so foreign for me. But my thing is this. Where the fuck did you find that monsterette that's doing this horrible shit to you?
It's
because that sounds like the most horrible shit.
This is what majority of women worldwide think like. So if you find a woman, most likely she will have this train of thought in her head that she has the ability to. In fact, if we keep it 100, most women on a global scale believe that they have a right to hit their men when the men make a mistake. This
You
is
trying
the
to tell
truth.
me
I'm a firm
my
believer.
wife never touched me in my whole fucking marriage.
I get that it hasn't
I'm a
happened
firm
for
believer in
you,
this.
Knight. You got to take this outside
And
of you if we're going to have the conversation.
and
Okay.
also, I don't have a clue what it's like to be in a sexless marriage. I'm clueless, and I'm not the most good looking. I didn't have the most money or none of that shit. So when I hear these horror stories, it's mind blowing to me. I'm a
So what advice do
sexless
you give
marriage. I'm sleeping in the
to
garage.
your
I can't come
friend
in the
who's going
house.
through it? So what advice would you give to your friend who's in the same age bracket as you and he's in a sexless marriage?
Grow a pair. Not because I'm what
Still
Chris
there?
said, "Grow a pair."
basically because I'm never gonna say force your wife or your significant other to do something she don't want to do, especially when it comes to sex. That's nasty work. I'm not putting
So
that
what? So,
message out
so does growing a pair mean
there.
divorce her?
However,
What does growing a pair mean?
no. Growing a pair means you need to stand on what you believe in. And also keep in mind, if this is part of the foundation of your relationship, your significant other is compromising the foundation of the relationship, you need to give her an ultimatum to fix the problem. If it continues to become a problem, then there's no reason for that marriage to stand because he or she is not making efforts to fix the problem. And why are you prison yourself in that situation?
Because men do not want to deal with the consequences of losing access to their children and most of their money. It's that simple. Men are making a decision. I'll be in this prison versus dealing with the repercussions of trying to check this woman and telling her how I feel.
Do you believe in
That's why
protecting
you
your
shouldn't get married
assets?
in the first place.
No. We're not doing that. Do
Once you
you
get,
believe?
wait, okay,
Do you believe in protecting your assets?
Hey, fellas,
absolutely.
y'all. Hey, real quick, y'all. I apologize. Do y'all know OG Do Dirty or something like that?
Yeah, that's my dog.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all know I don't know a lot of people, so I'm just checking. So
No. I respect what you did in the back chat because I'll do the same thing as well. So, trust me,
yeah,
I was
y'all know.
What up, Wolf
I
Sacks?
don't know all these people from
Yo,
on
yo.
YouTube, man. I just know the people that come around that I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
No, I understand. I've been watching you for a couple of months now, so trust me,
Yeah.
I've been checking out your panel,
I appreciate the support, man.
Yeah.
sir. To
Wolf
watch.
Sacks, what do you think about what Wash is saying about these powerless men that's in sexless marriages and gotta sleep in their
This
garage?
nigga Watch done changed the whole goddamn subject. Why we
I
changing the
didn't mean
subject?
to. My bad. Hey,
Nah, we can get off on exit 30 real quick. We'll get back on the highway in a minute. Oh,
But yeah, I've been through that night when in my little domestic partnership. I was with her for like 9.5 years. I went through that shit a lot of times. Sometimes
so
like
now you calling it a domestic partnership.
I look because look, you motherfuckers gonna stop saying I'm a liar.
Nah, hey boy, we got you right over here on the truth telling nigga, because you used to say you was married. Now you say you in a domestic partnership.
Well, look, I already
Well, we done
passed the
got you right.
common
Well,
law.
listen,
I already passed the common law
finally you done
stage.
told
Trey.
the truth, my nigga.
This nigga, this nigga, bro. Look, I'm saying what Wash is saying is absolutely right, Night. It's like it was some days like if I stayed in the bed with her, bro, I was going to jail. Cause she would do little sucker shit like nitpick, like be hitting a nigga in the face, like, yo, bro, stop touching me, bro. Like, go to sleep. So I gotta get up, take the blanket and the pillow, and go sleep on the couch. Or you know what I do? I get dressed, get washed, and I go to my mom's crib. Cause what he's saying is true. It's a lot of
Well, that's how my nigga. If you let your wife hit you in the face, my nigga, that's on you.
Bro, what I'm saying is, if this look, let me explain something.
Exactly. I do all the hitting.
Look, let me say something to you, Trey. In real life, I'm not a small guy. I'm a big dude in real life. So if I just raise my voice, nigga, she calling police. Nigga, she calling police. Wash is right, nigga. You raise your voice a little too.
Bro, hold on. So let me ask you this, Wolf. The first time, cause nigga, she got you arrested 27 times, bro. You tripping.
Yes.
So my nigga, listen. The first time she got you arrested, why you didn't fall back, my nigga?
Because, like I've been saying, my story would never change. She's mentally unstable and bipolar. I was not trying to leave my kids in the house with her for too long by herself. Have you ever seen a bipolar chick spank a child, bro?
They don't know how to stop. They be going over. They be doing
Hey,
too
only
much.
time a chick was bipolar with me when I made her have an orgasm.
I don't want to say this because this is gonna sound crazy. It's gonna almost match what Truth is saying, but I think what the problem is that respectfully, the dick was trash. Y'all niggas can't put
No
it
homo.
down.
Come on, bro. No homo, bro. No homo.
Come on,
Come on,
man.
fam. No homo.
Come
Come
on,
on,
man.
Come on. Now you out of pocket,
Time
Jack.
out, man. Flag on the play, man.
Hey, for real, you out of
Come on,
pocket for
man.
that,
Come
Mike.
on,
Come on,
man.
bro. You tripping, my nigga.
Y'all, wait. They getting punched on and put out the house. Why?
Yeah, but
why do you think it happens for majority of men globally?
All the way up, son.
Is because we belittle women because we
Why
don't
do you think it
respect
happens in
women.
Japanese culture, Chinese culture, Korean? Why do you think it happens in all cultures?
Hey, wait. Watch. Do not ask me about Japanese and Chinese culture. They what are we saying
They
right
ain't even
now?
having no sex right now. They way under
but
the
y'all
under the
niggas
kid
out of
line.
pocket, boy.
Listen,
but watch.
the
But
Asian women date out the most.
Listen, I
watch.
know
Let me.
about Asian moms and Asian wives and that whole Asian dudes is miserable. Like,
No.
look,
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We not finna let Wolf out this corner because since this nigga wants some attention, we gonna give him some. OG do dirty, my nigga. Jump in here. Chris, y'all get on this nigga right here. This nigga got arrested 27 times. His wife got called 27 times. So again, the first, I would assume the men up here, the first time my wife called the laws on me, my nigga, I'm done, nigga. Real talk.
But he gave you the reason why he wasn't, and he had a legit reason. He felt that he needed to be there to protect his kids from a bipolar wife. So you got to give him credit for that. No.
Watch respectfully. Have you seen him do a push-up?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Let OG. He just got up here. Let OG work real quick. Go ahead.
Appreciate you, Trey, man. Salute to the panel, bro. That's different, though. I get what he's saying, bro, but even in that circumstance, right, when you talk about somebody who's bipolar and you recognize that, bro, the best thing for you to do, bro, is to protect yourself. Now, as you protecting yourself, the next thing you're going to do is protect them children. So if you know she bipolar, she hitting you when you sleep, look, don't get me wrong. You're not saying that the wrong, bro, when you say that you're going to go sleep on the couch because you know what I'm saying, was getting hit or whatnot. That's cool, fam. That's a smart thing to do. But at the same time, she got to go, fam.
She has the power. You can't.
No, there ain't no power, bro. Like Trey said earlier, bro, you can't have no power over my domain, brother. This is my house, and you hitting me in my crib. You gone.
Hold up now. Hey, hold up now. Hey,
got the free crib from the government.
Nah. Hold up.
I had to get the fuck up out of there.
Hold up. I've been in situations like that before, and sometimes you trying to force somebody to leave when they don't want, because that's the old conundrum, right? How do you get rid of somebody that won't go? How do you keep somebody that won't stay? Sometimes you just gotta leave. I know that's your house and all that. Hey, you come back, get all that stuff later, deal with that in court.
That's what I'm saying. He should have left.
Yeah, no, I've been there. Hey, I done had to crawl out of the little window in the shower. Before I'm not even BSing with you, dude. You know,
but
like that's real. I done told people online this story. It's real. I done had to do that. And sometimes that's what you got to do because you're dealing with somebody that's crazy and they ain't trying to hear nothing that you're trying to say. You trying to speak sense. They ain't trying to hear that. So you got to get out. Hey, I ain't got no problem, dog. I'll run. And it ain't for my safety. It's for yours.
But Auntie, how many times you gonna go to jail for the girl that's slow with the big booty?
Why are you going to jail?
Nah, I ain't going to jail at all for no chick. I'll just go away.
27 times?
I may politely ask somebody to leave, but if they ain't trying to hear that, I'm out of here. That's it. And if it's my place like that, I'll just have them removed.
That's what we were talking about.
I had them people remove them.
Hey, Auntie, that's what we was talking about.
If you didn't have any kids with the girl, I'm sure he would have left the first time. But because he had children with her, that's probably why he dealt with it 27 times. Or maybe I'm wrong. But I would
no.
Okay. I can't be doing all that fighting and stuff in my own home, bro.
Especially in front of my children, bro. Y'all fooling, fam.
That happened in the span of 5.5 years that kept happening. But it wasn't every single day. It'd be like spurts, like 2 or 3 times a month. Like, man, I gotta get up and get dressed 3 in the morning, go to my mom's crib. I'm going to jail. I'm just saying it was real, bro.
No,
I didn't have no
no,
kids, but
I
I
can
would have
agree
been
with
back.
that. Yeah, you just go to your mom's house, do what you got to do. Go
Yeah.
sleep on a homie's couch, whatever you got to do, and file whatever paperwork you got to file. If y'all own the place or whatever, divvy that crap up or whatever. Break the lease, do whatever you got to do. You don't even need to see that person no more, man.
But
I
that's
think
what
we're
I've been
learning
trying to.
we're learning this now, but like 15 years ago and 20 years ago, men didn't get this kind of advice from other men. Most other men was like, "Hey, go fuck another chick," or "Hey, just go." Like we got shit advice from older men when we were trying to go through this. So I understand the advice now is good and logical, but think about what men was being told 15, 20 years ago. It wasn't none of this shit.
Hey, y'all. Hey, how? And one second, watch. Because since Wolf started talking, we just got to put context to the whole thing. So, Wolf, I'm not trying to throw no shade at you. The reason Wolf could not get his kids, y'all, is because he wasn't even on the birth certificate. So I just put context to that. So he couldn't even get his kids because he wasn't even on the birth certificate, right? So we're just gonna have to leave that right there where it is.
That ain't because of that. That's because my crib not big enough, bro. I did look on the
How you gonna get your
document.
kids?
I'm gonna
Wolf,
tell you
how
how.
you gonna get your kids if you wasn't on the birth certificate?
Trey, I'm gonna tell you how. When our kids got taken away, I'm on all the documents as the biological birth father. So whether I have birth certificates or not, I'm on court documentation as the legal guardian father of my kids. So if my crib was bigger, I could have been got my kids, bro. I'm working on that right now.
So how you go? How would you? No. Listen, how would you been able to take? Let's say, okay, and we ain't gonna stay on this too much long. We're gonna get back on the highway in a minute. Hey, Sam, so you gotta hold the string down too in a minute because I gotta go. All right, but real quick, this is what I'm saying.
And put a shirt on.
And y'all might be more educated than me.
That's number two. That's number two, Night. You're doing some freaky stuff today.
I'm not doing nothing freaky. I don't want to see.
He got a tank top on. He has a tank top on. Hold on, real quick. Listen, and because y'all might be more educated than me. This is not my lane, right? I'm just saying, from my understanding, how can you get custody of your kids when y'all would have to goddamn do a paternity test or something for you to get your kids from the mother?
No, I live in New York, so the rules are different in New York. And once the kids already ordered to say they're yours on court documentation, you don't have to get paternity tests unless you want to.
Nah.
Why don't you want to?
Nah, believe it or not, all of that stuff that you look, as far as getting kids and paying custody, a paternity test is not necessary for anything other than removing your name from those petitions and birth certificates.
Oh, okay.
You don't need a paternity test for the other stuff. You don't.
But I think he do, and he know why. I ain't gonna go there today.
Maybe some peace of mind. Nah, maybe some. I'm just saying, legally.
No, because his wife cheated. That's why his wife cheated on him. So he do need a paternity test.
Yeah, no, that's for peace of mind, and that's what a lawyer would have told you before you went into court. I'm pretty sure no lawyer would have represented you in family court when it comes to custody, child support, any of that stuff without a paternity test. They would have told you that's the first thing you do, bro. Or
well,
they can't represent
not
you.
legal aid lawyers, because all my lawyers are legal aid. They was free.
That ain't a real lawyer.
They don't.
That ain't no lawyer, bro. I'm talking about somebody that's about to take $39.99 retainer, okay, to represent you legally in that court. They gonna tell you that's protocol. First thing, paternity test.
Yeah, if he ain't charging you by the text message that you send, every time you try to send him a voice message, if you ain't getting charged, this is not a lawyer.
Yeah, that's not.
Yeah, hey boy, you ain't lying, boy. Because my lawyer, boy, every time I hit her, boy, she sent me a goddamn
charged you by the
invoice.
ring, didn't she?
Like, God damn, my nigga, that's what we doing.
You like, bitch, answer the phone. I know you letting this shit ring 4 times trying to charge me. Like, shit.
Boy, she charged me for everything, boy. I'll be like,
bro,
God damn.
But it's worth it. This is the thing that we don't hear from older men. Older men got to start telling younger men, get that lawyer. It's the only thing when it comes to this shit. When you get that right lawyer, you have more than a fighting chance. When you have the right lawyer, your logic that you have in your brain will actually translate in the court of laws. But if you don't get that lawyer, you're gonna be spitting in the wind.
But I don't know a lawyer that would even represent you for any of those proceedings without a paternity test. And they'll even, you could tell them like, look, I already got one. I did one of those by mail. I know they mine. Look just like me. I don't care. Yeah, we're gonna do another one.
She got my eye. She got my nose. Lawyers do not care because they're looking for a win. And if they
Yeah.
can find that the baby is not yours, then that's an automatic win.
All right, let's get back on the highway. 24-year-old, 16-year-old. That was the conversation we were having. I think I don't know who perspective we hadn't got on that. Now we got everybody's. I think OG. I don't think we got his.
We talking about them being together, them the 24-year-old shooting.
Yeah, Boston Richie, 24-year-old. He was dating a 16-year-old girl.
Oh yeah, that's bad business, brother. I mean, we don't do stuff like that, bro. I mean, where I'm from the D. You know what I'm saying? Not Detroit or nothing like that. Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff.
Nigga, I'm from Highland Hills, nigga. What is you saying?
Oh, you right
Wait,
around.
hold on. Man, I'm from Oklahoma. That happens all the time in Texas. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yo, hold up, man. The military 24, 16-year-old, that's a Texas staple.
No,
Get the
brother.
fuck
No,
outta here.
brother.
What are
You got to
talking
stop.
about?
Bam.
You said
Look.
Bro, most of my partners and most of the things we were doing, bro, we wasn't out here messing with no young broads, brother.
That's okay. You all weren't, but it has been a staple that older men. It's a Texas thing. Why we acting like this ain't the real shit?
It's not an older thing, bro, for people to, bro. This is some. Why y'all be thinking back in the 1920s and the 1940s, fam?
Right back to the 80s and 90s. Any military. Look, I've been a bartender in college spaces. Look, older men. That shit is normal in Texas and in Oklahoma, and definitely Louisiana.
Stop it.
You can't tell me those three states. It ain't.
That's crazy.
Y'all can say stop all you want.
But no,
Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma, that shit happens a lot.
Watch, you talking about the entire state. OG literally talked about our neighborhood.
Yes, bro.
Okay.
If you ain't on from Keys, all the way to Ledbetter, all the way down to, you know what I'm saying, going to the south, bro, on Martin Luther King, going across the Cedar Crest Bridge. Bro, we ain't doing none of that, bro. Now, there's some areas, bro, that you're going to go to where you might see that, you know what I'm saying? But it's not going to be over there where we are. You're going to see that in the outskirts out there in Cedarville, Duncanville.
OG said we ain't co-signing it. We're not saying it don't happen. We were just saying we're not co-signing it.
Okay.
That's it, man. But my main thing is I don't agree with that, bro. That's the main thing. You don't do that type of stuff, bro. That's predatory to me, bro. That's you looking at a younger woman as a grown woman, bro. It's diabolical to me. I don't know what's wrong with your eyes, fam. That ain't cute at all.
Hey, OG, how old are you?
34.
I'll say, you way younger than me. Okay. I went to Hutch.
Oh, I went to what's that? Roosevelt for high school, and then I went to Holmes.
Yeah. We used to be over there in the bottom.
Exactly what that is.
Yeah, we had that sold up back in the 90s, early 90s.
Yeah. Oh yeah, y'all boys was hot over there, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm right around the corner from City Glen South to City Glen North.
We gotta talk about that offline, brother.
Oh yeah. Talk about no, but I just don't see it. But I don't know what everybody else see up here, bro. If y'all think that's cool, bro, for a 24-year-old bro to be messing with a 16-year-old, fam.
No, absolutely not. I'll go as far to say that I consider 18-year-olds and 19-year-olds teenagers. So why would I condone someone talking to a 16-year-old?
I agree.
If you're in your 20s, mess with somebody in your 20s and keep it pushing like that. You can't justify, even if you do your age divided by 2 plus 7, that's still out of range. So on principle alone,
that's what they used to say it would be. But I think once you get past 25, a 35-year-old and 25-year-old, there's nothing else to say. If you're older and you're talking about a 21-year-old and younger, that it gets kind of. But 24 and 16, no, you a predator.
Yeah, there's no justification of that. Even in states like Georgia, because I don't know where this character is from. Georgia, they have laws where age of 16 you can consent. I'm the person that believes in principality over legality. I'm not gonna let the laws tell me, hey, don't do this because it's bad. My foundation already tells me that. Matter of fact, my foundation keeps me in a certain age range, so I would never ever have to consider sleeping with a teenager. That's a nasty word.
It is nasty work, but I seen the pictures of her. She don't look. She look mad old. She look old. I seen the pictures of
It
him and her
don't
in the club. She
it
look
don't
old.
matter. It don't matter how she look.
What I'm saying is maybe he didn't know. Maybe he found out late. Like how many of us is
It's
walking around
it's sti-
asking
it's
chick,
still his fault.
hold on, let me finish, Night. Please, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna wrap it up real quick. If you see how she look, how many of us, unless you really sitting there thinking about, let me ask this little bitch for ID. Like you ain't all of us not thinking like that because I seen pictures of him and her in the club together. These are adult clubs.
Yeah.
They don't get no wristbands or nothing like that. They are adult clubs. She might have had a fake ID or something he probably didn't know. But then now that they broken up, now she doing the funny shit. I'm not saying he's right for that, but if he didn't know, he had the absence of not knowing.
Now
And that's
that you
dangerous for
know,
him.
now that you
Not
know,
It's one thing to just not know, and it's another thing to be misled. So I think you talking about a situation where somebody was like misled. Look, if they check my ID to get in there and I see them checking everybody else's ID, I assume everybody's ID got checked in here. So
right,
ain't nobody supposed to be in this environment unless they are of age. So how the hell
right.
you? That's when somebody's misled.
But
Okay,
if
hold
you're
on.
but if this chick is in a if this dude is in a relationship with this chick, how did you not know her age?
Mm.
Because that is, I will imagine that's a question that has to be asked.
Okay, how many women you dated that you actually looked at that you actually saw their personal identification?
No,
I
no,
say
no.
probably like in my lifetime, I probably say I'm gonna go with myself first. I probably say 3 or 4 women I actually dated in my actual lifetime, being 39, and I saw their ID like on some humble shit. I didn't even ask them that. She opened her wallet one day to pay for some food. I looked in her wallet and saw her ID. But I no, that's not many times you just like, oh, let me see your ID, babe. Like, I'm just
Wolf,
keeping
I
it
didn't.
real. Like,
Hold on, Wolf. Hold on, Wolf. I didn't ask that. I asked, did you ask her about her age? I'm from how this situation is being predicated. That question was never asked.
that's why I use the example I use. How many women you dated that you had to ask them about their age?
No, I ain't no
All of
had to
them.
ask them. You're
Or you
going
asked them,
past
you
like
just
no,
asked them.
hold on. That come up in basic conversation. Like how the hell you go on one date or spend any length of time with somebody and you don't ask them how damn old they are. Now it's one thing if somebody tells you that they're damn 23 when they're really damn 16. That's when
Right.
you were lied to. That's a different story. But if you
And
just
let's keep
conveniently just didn't ask, why wouldn't you ask that? Like, when have you ever dated somebody and that ain't come up in conversations? You gonna ask how old are you? You gonna ask how old are
All right,
you?
hold on, watch before
How
before you
old are you?
before
You got
you
any kids?
watch
Anything.
1 second before you interject. All right, shout out to 30K, my boy. That's my boy with the goddamn gifted membership. Then shout out to Deuce McGyver for a 2 month member. Y'all know I had just got a member, so he been a member for 2 months. Appreciate that. If you get your membership, please support the stream by keeping your memberships. That supports the channel. Icon said one with the $1.99 positive energy activates constant elevation. But dog Pittsburgh became a member. Appreciate you so much. I think I got 2 more real quick, y'all. Hold on. My boy JT said, Trey, every state is different. For instance, in the state of Georgia, before you do anything, you will have to be legitimized, bro. Okay, and I think that's it when it comes to that right there. All right, go ahead, y'all.
me or someone else.
Now it was on you, Watch. I think you were trying to say something.
Okay. All right. Let's keep it 100. When we have these kind of conversations with women, when you ask them, and you can imagine in your head, hey, how old are you? What's the first thing they usually say? Yes. Or how old do I look? You rarely get an actual answer. So
He not
until women
lying though.
start, until women get off that shit where it's like making us guess or they setting us up to be lied to, until women start saying what their fucking age is and then letting us respond to that, then the responsibility is partially on them as well. Because
Okay.
every woman that I've asked to about, hey, how old are you? It becomes a fucking guessing game.
What?
Or is it
I've
just me?
I've never
I
had
ain't
that
never
issue
dealt
on
with that.
guessing game.
I never
On
dealt with
guessing
that,
game?
I
fam.
got that a couple
Hey,
times.
What?
You
hey, it
have
might,
experience with
even
women.
if you talking about
I don't
playing
know,
that
bro.
damn
See, you
guessing
like,
game, eventually you're supposed to get a damn answer, even if it's a
Hey,
lie.
Construct, you
Oh,
got
But
an
so
again,
wait,
echo,
The
wait.
bro.
answer you get might be
Construct,
a
you got an
fucking
echo. You got to
lie.
stay on mute. Or
Oh, that's me. Hold on. Yeah.
Yeah, he's on Bluetooth through the car.
yeah.
Yeah,
all
it's
right,
just
go
like
ahead, man.
it's just like what earlier you said, bro. Some things, bro, I'm not gonna you know what I'm saying, dismiss what you're saying, but bro, every female I walked up to, every broad that I talked to, Bram, if I asked you for your age, I got it. Just that YouTube talking stuff y'all be doing,
Hey,
bro.
facts, OG. No
What
cap.
y'all talking? Hey, say so. Hey, Lil Red, how old are you? Oh, Daddy, I'm 23. Okay, me and you same age. We both 23. I ain't never heard a woman sit here and tell me, bro, oh no, I can't give you my age, or oh, I'm seasoned. And that's stuff I heard on the internet,
Now they're
fam.
not
Not
gonna
in
keep
real
it a
life.
That's not
secret,
what I'm
dude.
saying,
They're
bro.
not
Yeah,
Y'all
gonna
get
keep
that stuff to the guessing
if
game,
you
and then you
don't,
guess the age, and then they either tell you right or you wrong. It's
There you
not what I'm
go.
saying that women don't
That's the
tell you the
answer.
age.
Boy,
hey,
I don't know
watch.
what type of women you deal with, but
Yes,
if you ask a question and you don't get an answer, get up and
You
leave.
fall
you get
back.
it. Okay.
You hold on, watch. You don't agree, bro, my nigga. If
Yes,
I
I'm
gotta
listening to
jump
you.
through hoops with anything with a bra, even with getting between her legs, my nigga, I'm gone.
Okay, so you ask the chick what's her name, and she says, "How old do I look?" You just get up and leave when she says that.
I say,
And
okay, you look 25. I say that. I ain't got no problem with that.
Okay,
You hear
and
me?
she's like, "Okay, I'm not 25," and then she comes up with her own number, right? And she says, "I'm 21."
Okay.
You winning? All I'm saying. All right, I got to get back to dad time. All right, y'all.
Nah,
what's
you
up?
good, bro. It's
All right,
all
peace,
good.
man.
I mean, if she tells you she's 21, that's an answer.
What up, little man?
That's an answer.
but it might not be the legit answer. She could be lying
Kicking
because
my
she's
ass in
only making
soccer. I
you
can't even
guess.
compete.
No, but she could be lying, but you asked the question and she still gave you an
Unless it's
answer.
gone.
But
But if
you
she
saying
lying,
just
that's
not
still
knowing.
dangerous for you because that might not be the right. And she could be lying. That's the danger. That's what we're talking about right now. That
Man,
she's just
I haven't
lying.
had, well, me personally, I can say, bro, as an adult, I haven't had no issue with a woman telling me her age or figuring out how old a woman is. Because like I said, I've always been interested with women that have things. It's like they back in the day, and I know OG understand. Back in the day when we was out there politicking, they call women boppers. So guess
That's a
what,
fact.
nigga? Women bopping on niggas, I'm bopping on the broad. If you expecting a nigga to have money, I need you to have some money. If you want me to have a car, you need to have a car. If you
Yo,
want me to
Trey,
have a place to stay, you need to have a place to stay. That was
Trey,
my standard for me personally.
Trey, I'm gonna combat you. You ready? We
Talk to
like
me.
two Siamese fighting fish in a bowl, but we gonna get along eventually. I'm gonna tell you right now, I know what you're talking about. You don't understand that the most of the people don't. Most of men don't work the way that you work. You're special. You're different. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a
Everybody
man just
demand.
like anybody else.
No, pause, brother. Listen to what I'm saying.
But the way you operate is
Most of the
different,
people
Trey.
don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? You Everybody's not a leader. You have to have enough chiefs to have Indians, right?
What?
Listen, we up here, yeah.
I
I
hear
We
think
you
up
it's the
here.
talking, bro.
reverse. I think it's
Everybody
the
wants to
reverse.
be a chief. Everybody wants to be a chief. Chief Rucker. Come on, Chief Rucker. Number one, Chief Rucker. But you know what? We have to have Indians.
Mm.
You're stating to yourself, you're like, I never went through that. I didn't have to go through that. But most of us did. To become the chief, you had to go to some shit. Whether you want to admit
So,
it or not, we had to go through it to become where we're at.
so
What
And
when
they
some
got
don't
to what they got
Bro,
to
what
do
are
with
you talking
listen.
about?
that has
yeah,
nothing to
bro?
do
What
with
they
what
got to
I'm
do with a
Bro, what
saying.
are
broad?
you talking about?
That
Now
has
you're
nothing to do
laughing.
with the
Trey, you
Now
just
you're
took the
conversation.
words
laughing.
out of my
Acting
mouth.
like
I was about to say, what
acting
the
like
Let's
I'm
say,
not talking about
let's
you.
I'm
say
like,
if I want some
Hey,
food,
oh,
hey,
I'm
listen,
thinking I
listen.
came in on a
Hey,
different
y'all.
conversation, but I'm like, I've been
Hey,
up here. What?
hey, let me tell you something. I ain't never seen a nigga speak English that's talking Spanish. Never in my life.
Dang, yeah. Yo, this guy is funny as fuck. Yo, that's
Yo.
funny as fuck.
This nigga said
Yo,
it
that's
wasn't enough
funny as
peeps.
fuck.
oh my
I don't even know
That
what
God.
is
that
funny
means.
as
Talking
fuck.
about, bro.
This nigga's Kevin Hart. I can't even take this nigga right now. He's Cat Williams.
Nigga, I'm talking about you, nigga. Why you laughing?
So the thing is, let's say let me
fuck.
try to entertain that.
I don't take
Let me try
myself
to
that
entertain that quote
serious.
unquote knowledge.
Like
Let's say
you.
if that's the case, if somebody already has the game, why are you not listening to the elder? Because he has more wisdom.
Talking about Indians and Chiefs, sir.
To me.
He definitely said that shit all the way wrong.
You right.
I know.
Yeah, I said it the wrong way the first time. I did it.
Icon, listen, man. I'm gonna do you a favor.
Oh shit. he said nobody needed.
Nah, bro. Y'all remember, listen, fellas. And I'm gonna let Venus because she came back up, so every day she wanna say something. Y'all remember when y'all played sports and y'all played against a siren team, so you ain't give enough effort? That nigga was messing up my frequency for real. I had to take him down. He had me thinking I'm stupid. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
that's really why you dropped him just now?
What's up, Venus?
Nah, he in the back though. Icon, cool. We go through this all the time, so don't.
Oh, I was just curious about what he went through.
Who knows what his slow
When
ass?
he
He probably went
said,
through a lot of shit.
y'all don't understand because you didn't go through what we went through. So I was
Hold
thinking,
on, you
well,
want me? Hold on, I'll bring you back up. Hold on,
what
I'll
did
let
he
you talk
go
to him.
through?
No, I'll let you talk to him. Hold on, you can talk to him.
Oh shit, Trey.
God bless you.
Back on popular. Oh no, y'all see it. I'm back on popular demand. Hello, Sean.
Oh, you definitely said that wrong.
Hi. How you doing?
Good morning, Venus.
Yo, this is Venus' fault, man.
Venus.
Icon,
Oh my goodness.
Icon. Anybody told you look like Drake granddaddy?
Like Lenny No Kravitz.
That nigga.
Oh,
Lenny No
I can't wait for Wolf to
Kravitz.
start with me. I can't wait. Wolf, I'm going to immediately come at you like one thou wow.
Yo.
Wait,
All right, go ahead. Venus. Hey, hold on. I only brought you up because Venus want to talk to you. After that, nigga, I'm taking you back down.
Then I'm out. Like,
Go ahead,
I was just
Venus.
I
curious
break up
about.
your frequency. I get it.
Actually, I don't think he's a serious person. Never mind. I don't think we're gonna be able to have a conversation.
No.
Oh wow,
Never
you
mind.
think?
Yeah, I've never seen. I don't know y'all, so yeah, I don't know. Sorry.
Venus.
Wait.
Venus.
Never
Oh well,
been
yeah.
here.
Hold on.
You're gonna
You
find
want to
out.
hear a serious conversation? Because they be talking about all of this and that and this. You want to hear about a serious conversation?
No.
No, I thought you were talking to the topic when you said Trey is so different and he doesn't go through what we go through in regards to the underage thing. So I wanted to know what do y'all go through that he doesn't go through?
I was talking about the underage thing, but I'm saying that there are different men in this world that are extraordinary.
What does it have to do with dating underage girls, though? Is what I'm trying to understand.
Oh well, we're back on that again. I already said that.
No, that was a different topic we was talking about, Ms. Venus. We was talking about something else. He was saying that he don't have to have a problem with asking women their age. He just knows off the rip, like, yo, she's over age or whatever. They don't play, because me and Wash was saying that some women that they'll play with you, like, yo, how old I look? How old you think I am? Like playing around and shit like that. Like, I live in New York. I get that shit all the time. Like, yo, how old are you, man? Like, how old do you think I am? Like,
Okay,
Stop
I'm
playing
from New
around.
York too. So my question to you is, even after that playing around, you don't leave that conversation with a number? Because if you
I'd
do,
be
then there's
like,
no point in making that argument.
okay, well, so the conversation was you'll give a number. Oh no, I'm not that old. I'm a little younger. How old are you? I'll be like 27. Oh no, I'm 23. Are
Right,
you
I
really
got that
23?
part. I'm saying at the end of your conversation with that woman, do you leave the exchange with a number?
If I do, I'll say when I do, I normally talk to her long enough to figure out how old she is, like a general,
Hold on, I'm gonna get mine.
So
'Cause
is
I'm
the
from New
answer
York,
yes
so
or no? Do you
I'm
leave?
gonna let
Wait,
Wolf
excuse
get his
me,
version
excuse
of
me.
it, and
I'm
I'll get
talking to
mine.
Wolf now. I can't. So do you leave the conversation with a number? Is just a yes or no?
Yes, the answer is yes.
So then you are able to get people's age out of them.
Yes, but I'm trying to explain to you. Sometimes it takes a while, depending on how many games you're trying to play. It might take like a week and a half.
No, hold on. This is where I gotta jump in.
Wait. So you as
Hey,
a
Venus.
grown man,
No.
Think it's a good idea to
Venus.
entertain somebody who would
No,
take a week to tell you how old they are? You think that would be a wise idea for you?
He
We're not, but
actually
we're
said
not.
he
Listen,
didn't leave with a
I'm
number.
talking
He
to
said
him.
he,
He's right there. He can talk for
he
himself.
said he had to
we're
figure it
not
out. That's all I'm saying.
right. I said I had to figure it out, but we're not talking the whole entire week. I'm at work right now. I have a job, but we're not talking the whole entire week. You might like text Thursday. I might not text her again to like Friday, Saturday. But in that time, I'm asking her questions to see how old she is. Like, oh, when I was a kid, I watched this TV show. I watched that TV show. And depending on how she answers my question,
Oh,
I have a general idea of how old she is.
Venus,
That's
ask me
how
Because
the
I
she
question
figure
couldn't
it
like
out.
just
this, please.
answer your question simply when you
Venus,
asked her.
please ask me the question in New York, please.
I'm just saying it happens. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I just feel like you guys
I
are
have a
going out of
totally
your
different
way to
answer.
make
That is
arguments about
unacceptable.
how you end up talking to underage girls. That's what it sounds like.
Man,
Whoa,
yeah.
I'm not even in that conversation. I never even
So,
That's
thought
the
about that.
conversation.
that's
Yo,
But
I'm
it's
crazy.
Well,
so
no,
changed. You
sorry.
haven't noticed it's
well,
changed several
to
times
be
for me.
honest
I'm
with you,
not.
bro, actually you are, because what I think what Venus is saying, and she can correct me if I'm wrong. If you ask that question and you don't get an answer, why are there
Ask me the
more
question.
text messages and all that
Right.
other stuff going?
Right.
Like, it's like, all right, I'm done. You know what I'm saying? This shit crazy. That that would make sense, but you like,
Ask me
nah,
the
I'm gonna talk to
question.
her some more. Like, what? Why?
No, because generally the female I'm talking to, she looks like she's
Ask me the
over
question.
age, like she's in her 20s.
But you asked her a question she refused to answer.
Okay, so you never
basically,
That
talk
should
to women
tell
that
you
refuse to
everything you
answer
need
a
to
question.
know.
Right.
Hold on.
You
So I'm
asked her
asking
a
you. So you
basic
never.
question
So I'm
that,
asking
And
that
you.
she
You've
won't
never
answer.
talked
That's
to
not
a
a red
woman.
flag that maybe I shouldn't talk to this girl.
I
Y'all
know
do
what
that shit. Y'all do that
Yo,
I
shit
know
when
what
Venus,
y'all
Wolf
the
is
same
about
Venus,
to
age.
ask.
Y'all do that shit. Y'all
can
the
I get
same
something?
age.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. I know what Wolf
I
is about
can't
to
hear
ask.
wolf
No.
stacks. I'm just trying to. Okay, go ahead.
No, I'll say I know what Wolf is about to
Venus,
ask.
I want to say something real quick.
But
Venus,
why does
I want to
everybody
say something
feel
real
the
quick.
need to speak for a grown man who's sitting right there who can speak for himself? Like, why are y'all cutting
No,
in
I'm
to
saying because
talk
I'm
for
from New
him?
York. You said you was from New York. Venus,
I'm
you said you
talking
was
to
from New
wolf
York. I'm
stacks.
from New York.
I don't,
My bad.
sir. I'm
My
talking
bad.
to wolf stacks.
You don't want to hear from me? All right, cool.
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Wow. You said, no,
You
I
know I'm
don't.
more
No, I don't. No,
stable.
thank
You
you.
know I'm stable.
No,
You
thank
know
you.
I'm stable. Right. He's
No,
probably
but
on
what I'm
target. This dude is
look,
whatever.
I'm just speaking for me, right? I'm saying I deal with a lot of women in my lifetime. There are some women I have dated that are very immature, but they my age. So if she's doing this shit at my age, being immature, I did a woman that a little younger than me that's still immature. So it might be like, oh, how old do you think I am? Or what do you think? Like I said, I'll ask her a series of questions about TV shows I watched growing up as a kid, and I'll see if she knows about the show or not. And she said, I never watched
So
it.
you,
I was too.
so you think it's normal to have to play detective just to get a simple answer, like how old somebody is? You think that's normal?
I listen. I'm saying for a nigga that live in New York, a lot of women
I'm
out
from
here be.
Brooklyn. Well, that doesn't
I'm
mean
from Brook. I'm from
anything.
Brooklyn
So
too.
what you're saying doesn't mean
I'm telling
nothing.
Bro, she
it.
asked,
It don't
bro,
mean nothing to
Wolf,
you.
she asked you a simple question, bro. Answer the goddamn question.
And
Right?
the
You
answer
telling
to
me
the
where you
question
from
is
and all this, like that don't matter.
no. It's not. It shouldn't be an everyday thing where I gotta be pulling out answers from a female. No.
So
But
okay,
does
so
it
great. So
happen?
once
Yes.
you realized it took a week for somebody to just tell you their age, what in your brain felt like this was a good situation to keep pursuing?
It depends on what I'm talking to her for. If I'm just trying to crash it. That's probably what it's gonna be. But if it's like.
But even that, if there's a risk that she might be a minor, because we don't know how old she is, why would you continue to pursue her, even
But
if it's
I'm
just a
not
crack?
even. But I'm not even talking to women that look like they're underage. That's my whole point. I'm not
There
even
are girls
looking
that
at a
are
woman like
underage
that.
who might not look like they're underage, though. That's
But
the
I'm
point.
not even looking at a woman that a person that looks that way. I have a general
Did you
idea
hear?
of what
Did
a
you hear what
certain.
I said? There are
You
women
missed the
who
point.
may
I
look
heard what you
grown,
said.
but they're not grown. So that's the point of the age of consent and asking, because looks can be deceiving. So again, my question was, even if you just wanted to crack, the fact that they wouldn't tell you their age, why would you keep moving forward? Because you
Like I
didn't care.
said, no,
Because
Cricket,
you
it's
didn't
not about
care.
now. It's not about not
No, you
caring.
crickets.
didn't care.
First of all, you're trying to make this shit weird for no reason, Venus.
She
If I
not making
find
it
out,
weird, bro. She
if
asked
I
a
already
simple
gave her an
question,
answer,
Sonny.
if I
All you
find
had to
out
do was answer.
she's not above age, I'm not talking to her no more. That's my point. I already established that already with her. She's still trying to go on the other
This
thing.
is where I jump in.
You
Nah,
said
because
if
I
I
mean,
found out, your
I
job
said
is to find out.
when I find out. That's the point. I'm
so
not
so
talking. She getting blocked.
Y'all
That's it.
niggas, y'all niggas be like a wounded deer, like my nigga.
nah, for real, yeah. She caught you with
Wounded
that one.
deer is
It
crazy.
looks like the term that we looking for right there. You looking for plausible deniability.
Yes.
What the fuck are y'all talking
Yep.
about?
Yeah,
That's
it's
correct.
yeah. Look it up. Yeah, you looking for plausible deniability.
I know what the word means, bro.
Okay.
But whatever. I never had that problem. Like I said, once I know what it is, I'm
Nigga, you
shoveling
got
the fuck
arrested
off.
20-some times by the same woman. Nigga, you had that problem, nigga. What you talking about?
No, nigga, I was with her for a long time, a
It
very
don't
long
matter,
time.
nigga. Nigga ain't no broad ever caught a police on me and then got arrested. Nigga, yeah, wrong too, nigga.
All right, we're not the same person. Everything's different.
Y'all see, y'all niggas ain't got no standards. That's the problem.
No, I do. My
I
standards are
would
really
agree. I would agree.
ordinary.
Bro, y'all nigga
My
ain't got no
standards are
standards.
really
Y'all let a brother
ordinary.
do anything and accept it. Nigga, I wish I would.
Now
Ooh, can
you
we
got
hear
Bro,
arrested
standards? What are your
27 times.
standards of woke stats?
Damn.
I would love to hear it. What are your standards?
wow. It's very simple. Like loyal, respectable. Know what I'm saying? She's not outside in the street, and she's decent, like a 5 or 6. That's my standards. It's not too high, just normal.
That's a
Now
preference.
your
What's the
standard is a 5
standard?
or a 6. God dang, what?
I was like,
I
that
mean, look, like I said before, I get nines and tens, but
And
nines
be
and
a
tens may
loyal
take
Nigga, if
two
your
and
points.
standard is a
respectful.
5, nigga, you don't have a standard, nigga. Amen.
And
What do you
be a
mean?
5
Five
or
and
a
six
6.
is average. That's
Be
average.
loyal and be respectful.
Yes,
Yeah,
ma'am.
well,
Yes.
Those are 3. Okay.
that. Okay.
Now it sounds like batshit nuts is also one of them damn standards. No, you talking about, bro? You was arrested or the cops was called 27 times, bro?
Yeah,
Nigga,
but first of all, we ain't been
7.
together in 7 years though, so that was a long time ago. I ain't been with her since
It
2019.
sounded
Well,
like he needed her.
2017
Did you
rather.
need somewhere to stay? Is that why you kept going back? Because she had her own place and
You
you
trying to be
didn't?
funny right now? You trying to be
I'm
funny
just
right now?
asking why you
Ooh.
kept going
That's
back.
crazy work.
Because okay, so you wasn't here for that conversation. I have kids with her. We lived in the same house
Oh,
together.
I heard that part, but why did you keep going back?
So because I already established that she's what she already heard too, that she's bipolar. So
Mm-hmm.
she would have outbursts and she would like hurt our children. So
Mm,
I wasn't trying to leave my kids there with her by herself.
But see,
okay.
hold on. Hey, let me kill that argument because Wolf, we don't had this conversation too many times. And since you
Too
want
many
to
times, right?
listen, so again, you told me out of your mouth, and I hate bringing this stuff up, but you want to sit up here and town. I can't let you sit up here and cap. You told me after the second kid, you find out she was bipolar. Am I right or wrong?
That's right. That's true.
Nigga, you had 2 more with her.
Oh, new
Because if you never
information.
I
deal with
thought
a
about
bipolar woman,
that
you
too when
don't
he
know.
said kids. I'm like, so how
We
did
Listen,
you get
have
to
no,
multiple
listen,
kids?
listen. You had 2 already. That's fine. It is what it is. You can't do nothing. Your kids is your kids. You love your kids. You had 2 kids, nigga. You got 4 by her, and you said you found out she was bipolar. So why you put 2 more in her? You already gonna have to deal with hell as it is, nigga.
Because Trey, if you don't know about, there's different levels of bipolar, right? They got years and years where
You
they
a
No,
mild,
no.
psychologist
chill.
now. Oh
No,
shit.
bro. No,
Don't go
she was
down this
clinical. She
road.
was
Do
no,
not
no,
go
no,
down
no,
this
no.
road.
Don't
No,
put me
no,
down the
no,
road.
no.
She
Answer the
was
question.
clinically
Why
diagnosed.
did you put 2 more in her?
I'm explaining to you right now.
I
She
don't want to
had
hear about
first.
different levels of
I'm
bipolar. Nigga, it's
no,
simple.
it is simple. That's why I'm trying to answer your question. If you let me answer, Trey. There was years that she was acting normal, and then she would go on a tangent where there'd be years she started acting crazy again. So we'd be having ups and downs. When we had ups, we had a kid. When we had downs, police getting called, nigga going to jail. But there were a lot of good. I'm not gonna say it was bad the whole time. It was good too. I'll be lying if I say it was bad the whole
All
time.
right.
No,
So
we're not saying it
for
was bad. We're
translation,
saying
I'm gonna
even within the
translate.
first wait, hold on.
This is
Even
bad.
with the first 2 children, right? Were there times in between those 2 where she would have her up and downs, right? Like you
Mm-hmm.
so we're not saying anything about the 2 kids. We understand. We're saying like, okay, even during a good time after the 2 kids, you still knew, hey, she has the potential to, go down at any time. Why did you continue to keep on having kids is what we're saying. Like once you
Well,
knew that she could do that at any point, and then you still had 2 more.
Well, besides of the mental issue thing, a lot of it was love, and I felt like I was raised by my mom and my dad, and I didn't want my kid to be raised without both parents in the house.
Now
That was
you
my
missing the
main
question
thing.
again.
Why does nobody ever
We're
just answer
asking.
straight up? Look, I
I
was
don't know what's
young,
wrong with the men, but
dumb.
they never answer
No, I was
questions.
young. I'm just
I
saying I
still
was
not answering
young,
the
dumb,
question.
horny, and I'm smarter now.
And then
I
at
wasn't
the
I wasn't
end of
dumb
the
or
day,
Like
horny.
that stands. I'm smarter now. I wouldn't do that
watch
again.
this. And I agree with
Like,
the Wolf. If you would have just simply say, bro, I loved her, nigga, I would have understand.
I
Yes.
just said that just now.
Nah, you saying everything,
I
but
said I
then
definitely. So you never heard me say love was a major
man,
part of it. I
you
literally
gave
just said
medical
love was a major.
diagnosis, dog. You like, man, there's levels to bipolar, and it was like this
I didn't
one
say
year.
that just
You gave
now, though. I said love was a major part. I didn't say that just this second. I said love was a major reason why I stayed. I wanted my kids
But
to
what
have
I'm
both
saying,
parents
no,
in the
Wolf, so what
household.
I'm saying is you should have just said that off the bat. We all done love the woman for whatever reason. It didn't pan out. My nigga, I'm not gonna look down on you because you truly love the woman and it didn't pan out. My nigga, we done all went through that. It is what it is. Nigga, I loved her. Now what? Let's keep going.
Because for real, and I'll be the first one to say, bro, I done been there. And sometimes when people be like, "What were you thinking?" It's like I wasn't. It was an absence of thought. I wasn't thinking at all. That's how I ended up there. You know,
Yeah, cause
it happened.
what we not gonna do, we not gonna get on the panel and clown niggas for loving a woman. That's what we not gonna ever do.
Of course not.
Cause we all done that. That's a fact.
Anybody says otherwise is a liar.
And you know what? You think this goofy ass thought in your mind like, damn, maybe this person going to change or take some medication or something, and then that shit never happens. Never fucking happens.
Now I ain't gonna lie. Now you talking about taking medication? Yeah, that's a different story, brother. Real talk.
Just keeping it real with you, like, damn, maybe she gonna stop acting so slow. Maybe she gonna calm down. Shit never
No,
happens.
but
Fuck.
what be funny is like, and I don't know about your situation personally. I be hearing a lot of like stories like that, and people say that like you think the person's gonna change, you think they're gonna take some medication, whatever. Nobody ever said, did you ever attempt counseling, therapy, any of that?
Oh yeah, she didn't think she had a problem. She thought she was normal.
So she didn't go to it.
Nah, she didn't want to go. She didn't want to go. No.
Yeah.
So was she diagnosed with bipolar, or you're calling her bipolar?
No, she was diagnosed with bipolar disorder. She had BPD. Yes, she was
And she
diagnosed.
didn't think she thought she was normal, even though they
She,
diagnosed. She knows she was diagnosed.
yes, of course. She the one that told me.
So then, how are you saying she thought she was normal if she told you she was bipolar?
Because a person that has a mental disorder normally thinks they're normal. They think that them crashing out is normal. Like, oh yeah, when I get mad, sometimes I break things, I throw things out the window. They think that's just normal. It's not normal. That's like you
Yeah,
or I
I
saying,
see what you're saying.
you know what I'm saying? Like a person that
Yeah,
has
I
a mental
understand.
issue normally
But also the lack of any type of like therapy or counseling together allows you, and I don't know about your situation personally, but it allows you to just be able to point the finger at her and be like, she's the one with the issue, and totally ignore your own possible issues. Because a lot of times water finds its own level, and she ain't the only, you know what I'm saying, mentally deficient person in the relationship. She ain't the only one.
Absolutely not. That's not what that means at all. There's something called the hero complex, where the women have it and the men have it. You see somebody they had a deficiency mentally, and you try to heal this person with you being around them. I know many women and men that do that with people they love often. Like somebody's mentally ill or they're not on the spectrum properly, and you try to feel like you can save that person by being around them. You can't. That person actually needs mental help. They need help, whether it's medication, they need therapy, they need psychology, they need to be helped. Sometimes you make a mistake trying to think you could take on something that you can't. I'm not a clinician. I can't do that to somebody legally. I can't just, I'm going to, give a medication or whatever. I'm not allowed to do that legally.
Yeah. But also the person with the God complex that is extremely manipulative, thinking that he can change somebody else's either mental state or actions. A lot of times they need some damn help too.
Hey,
and they can't see it because they're so busy looking at the other person. Because you just said you thought you could change that person. Go ahead.
I said a hero, not God.
Let me find out this nigga Dr. Sam Bryant.
I'm just saying I've been there and I've been through the process, right? I've been through marriage counseling, all of that, and it's easy to point fingers at the other person. Everybody gonna point fingers at the other person, but usually when you go through therapy, y'all are going to go through some kind of couples counseling, and you're going to go through individual counseling too. And you're going to realize you got your own issues you need to work out. And a lot of times that's the reason why a lot of that stuff brews and gets really like these smaller issues turn into really, really big issues between the two of you. Because if you're totally straight and this person's off, you would have the mental acuity to just be like, I ain't the problem. I got to get the hell up out of here. But you came back 27 times after getting arrested. So that actually suggests some issues of your own too.
If you asked me, I would have told you I went to therapy. I was going to therapy a lot, actually. So my therapist, the one that told me I had a hero complex, and the lady actually told me what the hero complex was. When you love somebody so much, you think you can help that person with their issues, and sometimes you cannot.
So, Wolf, I want to ask you, present day, if you was to go back, what would you do differently?
Shit. Probably never talk. I mean, it's hard to say never talk to her because I love my kids, and I don't know if I would have had them with somebody else for sure, 1,000%. So I probably would have went through that shit anyway because I love my kids so much. Like, fuck it. I got the most full, beautiful kids on the planet. I would have probably just did the same thing again.
Would you ever, and I guess this goes without saying, you would never recommend your kid make the exact same decisions that you made, correct?
Absolutely not. Correct.
Okay. I can live with that.
All right, real quick, y'all. Shout out to Dangerous with the $2 showing love in the clouds. I'm here for Beano Nation. You already know. Beano Nation, my nigga Angry Man. Shout out to my boy. The official purge became a member and then came back with a $5 ball. Hey, I appreciate all the support. Hey, if y'all don't know, I literally go live 7 days a week at 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I will be live tonight. What I think tonight, I'm gonna call it Fight Club Friday.
This guy.
we gonna be with the Bulls. You know what I'm talking about? But go ahead, fellas.
What up, Lee?
All right, what up, boy?
Yo, what up, man? I heard y'all talking. I ain't want to just jump in and shit, yo. Happy Friday to everybody. I honestly don't know what y'all talking about. Wolf Stacks, you need to stop telling all your information. I don't know why you be doing that. But that's on you, bro. I don't know why you keep wanting to have therapy up here, but save the spot. You know what I mean? I don't want to hear about nothing that you got going on, and I ain't got no advice for you, brother. I don't do that shit. But that's it. I'm here to talk about the topic, man. Like I don't want to make shit personal with people because I don't like things being personal. I like to have distance. So I got nothing for you, Wolf Stacks. But what is the conversation?
Nah, we were talking about. We've been up here. We've been on almost 3 hours. 2 hours to be 38 minutes to be exact. We were talking about the 24-year-old Boston Rich in the 60s. I was reviewing when I was on Sharon's show, but we kind of sometimes it happens. Sometimes we kind of went left, but it is what it is. Just make the conversation. So conversation been good if you ask me. But we talking about 24-year-old dealing with 16-year-old who's responsible. In my opinion, I'm not blaming those 16-year-old, whether male or female, dealing with an adult. Period.
Oh yeah, with that conversation, yeah. I mean, of course, I don't blame it on the 16-year-old either. It's not a conversation I like to have either. These weird, that's a weird ass, it's a weird ass conversation. You feel me? Like, I don't want to, honestly, I have nothing for that either, bro. I just don't, man. Like, some of these conversations, I'm sorry, I just rather listen to y'all talk about it, because I have nothing for that. I mean, we all know what it should be,
Yeah, and with that, as far as holding a 6-year-old accountable, I always tell people let the mom and dad take care of that one, because I'm pretty sure they're not promoting them to go have sex. So let them go take care of that. But where the adult at? Tell me where this child exploited you at. Let's have that conversation, and let's furthermore hold the adult accountable pertaining to that.
Hey y'all, listen. Hey y'all, this is what I'm gonna do because I got 5 minutes. I gotta slide out. That's why you see me transform real quick. Listen,
right.
I'm gonna be back on at 10 p.m. If y'all ain't doing nothing, man, make sure y'all like, share, subscribe, and pull up tonight at 10 p.m. I go live 7 days a week because I ain't got nothing to do.
All right, bet.
Hell yeah. You know I'm
All right,
pulling
man.
up.
I bet, man. Do y'all thing, man. Appreciate all y'all for real, for real.
All right, man. Have a good one.
I
Thanks for
bet.
having me up.